We're trying that out this week. I like that. Okay. Yeah. I was. Not if you're a professional, you don't.
Yes.
God damn it. So, anyways, Bonfire Banter. We're back. We got a new panel. We're talking video games tonight. I just want to let everyone know these guys are warriors because we're sitting outside.
I'm a rogue, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm a rogue. Okay.
So we're sitting here outside in the rain. It's about 40 degrees, and we're just making it happen because that's what Bonfire Banter is all about. We're going to film in the snow, the sleet, the rain. We're going to do it all. All right? So I want to introduce these guys. Tom?
Yes.
We got Brian coming back, and we got Keith over there as well, right?
That's right.
Thank you guys so much for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
I don't know much about video games, so you guys are going to be treating me to a little experience tonight. All right?
We will educate you. That's for sure.
Educate me, please. So, Tom, we'll start with you here a little bit.
right.
What do you play? Do you play PC? Do you play Xbox? Do you play...
So I mostly play PC.
Okay.
I used to play PS4 until I got into PC.
Okay.
I play all different kinds, first-person shooters, RTSs, pretty much whatever you can think
What's
of.
an
I try.
RTS?
Real-time strategy.
Okay.
Command and Conquer. I don't
Okay.
know if you remember that.
No.
game at all from the past. Starcraft.
Okay, so what do you do in these
Age of
games?
Empires.
What's different
Yep,
about... Oh, Age of Empires.
Yep.
I did play Age of
Yeah.
Empires.
There, Age
Okay.
of Empires is
Where
an
like you build a
RTS.
base and build
Yeah,
an army
yeah.
up and
Yeah.
all that
That's
stuff.
cool. I like those, actually. I did like those games, and like I said, I didn't play a lot, and I didn't play much PC at all, but that was maybe the only one. That and I think I played a little Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six.
Yeah,
That's
everyone
another great
played
one.
Rainbow
Everyone
Six.
played a little bit of that. Okay, and then I think I played some Sims or something
Oh, yeah.
on the computer
Sims
too.
very popular
A
game.
Roller Coaster
Still is.
Tycoon as
Yeah.
well.
And it's on mobile right now, too.
Yeah.
What is?
Fantastic. The Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Oh, is there?
Oh, yeah. It's the
I might
exact,
get that.
the exact game from back when you were a kid is now at your fingertips on the phone. So
Nice.
Pretty nice.
I was saying that off screen actually that Mario Kart got a really sweet mobile app, and I'm surprised that none of you guys have actually played it. It's really good, and
I
it's
gotta
like
try it.
your steering is like back and forth to kind of move the back end of your cart, and then to like just the userability, if that's the word I'm looking for.
Playability, yeah.
The playability, yeah, is really good on this game. Like I was happy about the graphics and how it looks.
Oh, I'm sure.
Mario
Check
Kart-
it out,
It's a
honestly.
Nintendo product. It's gotta
Yeah.
be
It's good.
very
It's going to be
polished.
good, right? Mario Kart's evolved over the years. I sit down with my kids and play the newest one, and they beat the crap out of me.
Really?
Yet I'll pop in the Super Nintendo, and they have no chance to do whatever against me. Nope.
Yeah.
So it has
Daddy's
to,
got to beat here.
exactly. You got to go old
Give me that
school.
square
Yeah.
rectangle
OG.
controller.
The hands are too big for the mobile games.
Yeah.
They need a bigger phone.
Yeah. So what's your jam? What do you play most of?
Well, now I would say
Console-wise first.
well, Xbox is my jam. I like the
Okay.
controller. It just reminds me of the old Genesis controllers back in the day and
Okay,
whatnot.
yeah.
I mean, PS4, Switch. I mean, you name it, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna give it a shot and give it a try and see what's going
How
on
is
with
the
it.
Switch?
I like the mobility.
Yeah.
So my son has the full blown Switch. I have the little portable light. It's perfect for big hands, whatnot. Its battery life's amazing. Graphics are fantastic. The pulling off the Joy-Cons and sitting there with your friends just screwing around like it's a
Yeah.
whole different experience.
That's
so
cool.
whether you're an adult or you're a kid, it's awesome. Definitely
cool.
is.
And then Brian, what's your jam?
I grew up playing console and solely console. I guess around like the time Counter-Strike came out and Age of Empires when I was playing a little bit of PC games, but
Yeah.
mostly console up till now. Now I'm mostly PC.
Okay.
I do enjoy console. They all have their pluses and minuses.
Yeah.
Pros
So
and
what
cons.
is the allure of like why does everyone end up at PC if like you get really into it? Well, what's the benefit, I guess? I don't really understand it.
So the difference between really a PC and a console is console's supposed to be plug and play, where
Okay.
you get a console no matter what game you get, when
Yeah.
anything else is going to run
Put it
on
in,
it,
you're
you
good.
plug it in, you're good to go.
Okay.
PC's more with the flexibility, the customization, the ability to do more to mod games, to change the game files within it, to make a Star Wars game into a Star Trek game or something like
Yeah.
that. Because you can change the skins and everything else, and
I think the variety too. Like on a PC, you can have every type of game you want to play when you want to play it. On a console, you're sitting there, you're switching a disc, you're moving it
Yeah.
over. I mean, PC, you turn it on, press play, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can play
Okay.
whatever game you want
'cause
when
it's
you
all
want.
installed right to the
And
hard
it's a
drive.
little easier to connect with people online. I mean, granted, consoles are easy nowadays to play people, but on PC, you press a button, hey, Brian, what's going on? Let's jump on, and everyone's on in 5 minutes
Okay,
playing
yeah.
with you.
And it's also the best
PCs
performance, yeah.
are generally still way more powerful than consoles, and
Yep.
it can be depending on how much money you want to throw into the box.
Because you
give you
keep
the best
customizing it and keep
frames
building
per
it.
second,
yeah.
and all the shading and all the craziness. Because like what looks
So you're just
amazing on
seeing
a
it better,
console
yeah.
looks like 10 times better on a
Gotcha.
PC if you put
The money into
thousands
it.
and thousands and
And if you're
thousands
playing
into
shooter games or
everything.
stuff like that, I mean, every little
Yeah,
There's
uh,
a huge advantage.
advantage,
With a shooter
exactly.
game, you're moving your mouse faster, you're moving your gun faster,
Yeah.
you're clicking faster, your monitors reacting.
Is that how
faster.
it is? You're just playing with a normal mouse usually,
It's
or is
normal
it some
mouse,
kind
yeah.
of?
keyboard.
If you
Sometimes controller, yeah. You can
Okay.
plug in a controller and use it on
Okay.
PC, but
Except then
I
you're
guess
going
I
to have a
didn't realize
12-year-old
that.
yelling at you that you're using a controller on a PC. Trust me, I've been there, done that. No, the mouse is the way to go, and it's way more accurate and it's more fun. You know, you play on they do cross consoles now, so
Yeah,
you can play.
heard about
I'm on
this.
Xbox and Tom's on PC, so he's playing me instantly. He's already got the advantage on timing because
Immediately.
he's going to be clicking faster. His connection's faster. The internet's faster.
Yeah.
So there's definitely an advantage if you're a PC gamer
Yeah,
versus
okay.
console.
my son plays Fortnite a lot.
Yeah.
He always want me to play because I can play on my PC. He can play on a Switch.
Yeah.
And I get to Switch games where essentially we roll through it and
Yeah.
get wins guaranteed every time because I
You're going there and murder.
yeah I just go in there and murder everyone because I'm
Yeah.
on a PC.
Yeah.
Everything's faster, smoother, and
Yeah.
you know,
Can other players
I got keyboard
tell
mouse.
that you're on the PC then?
In certain games,
Yeah,
in certain
certain
games
games.
it'll show the PC logo.
Okay.
Otherwise, it doesn't, and that's when it's fun because
Yeah.
you have no idea if the
Because they
playing
just
field's
think
low
you're
or
like a
not.
god and you're just
But
Exactly.
if I play Fortnite alone and go play with other PC players, I don't stand a chance. I'm dead
Oh, really?
in the first 10 minutes.
Is it
Oh,
a
yeah.
difference in Fortnite though, where console on the controller gets aim assist and then PC does not?
There's really very little
Or they
aim
changed
assist
that?
I've seen in the
I
consoles.
thought that was a big thing where everyone was switching to controllers. It was easier for the aim assist to hit the target than like it was to try to get it on the mouse, unless you're like the top 1%.
I guess maybe I don't know. I never had the issue, but I don't play Fortnite much, so and I
Okay.
never played on console to even know what the aim assist is like.
You might know the answer. to that.
Tom, you have how many kids?
2.
You have no problem aiming. I'm just going to say that right now.
I got
as
no
far
aim
as
assist
the,
needed.
As far as the aim
Yes.
assist goes, though, no, I think to Brian's point, there is a small advantage because they have to. The timing on a PC is so quick. If they don't give that little bit of an advantage to a console player, there's no point in even pressing play. There just isn't because you're going to lose every time.
Okay, so you kind of answered my question there then.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense though, and I feel like it's kind of fun to be able to modify your console basically, to constantly be upgrading. Like that's
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
and
only
only striving to make it better and like
the
save up
benefits-
some money and make it better. You know,
And consoles are going
have
that
is
route
like
too.
you use the
Oh, really?
same processing power within each one, but now like with the new consoles, you can put a faster like hard drive in there. So I'm
Yeah.
not sure if that gives you a
Yeah,
frame
they're
per
starting
second
to-
boost because like it's loading a little quicker.
It just loads quicker.
but it's
yeah.
something that like I'm sure research will.
yeah,
Yeah, they're changing. Consoles will start being more like PCs with I mean, they already are.
interchangeable parts kind of thing.
Well, you get upgrades now. Like you got the Xbox now. In 2 or 3 years, it's going to be the new Xbox. That's the same structure, but
Yeah.
with updated, parts
Yeah.
in it to make it even better.
Gotcha.
And it's going to get to the point where they're just going to start selling you the parts and they're just going to give you the box. But the
Right.
nice thing about consoles though is that when you plug in a game, it's guaranteed to work too.
Yeah,
You can get a PC and you might have an issue with something that you installed previously or driver or something like that. Then you got to kind of troubleshoot.
yeah,
It's usually pretty easy. So usually PC is a little bit more advanced in that,
yeah.
where you just don't give like a kid or something like that. It's very easy to put on a console. PC, you have to walk them through a little bit more stuff. Yeah,
That makes sense. That's definitely easier for the kids to throw a
yeah.
controller.
Or
in their
people who
hand
are
and-
not tech savvy.
Now, the big
Yeah, yeah.
difference with the PC, though, is the amount of money you're going to put into getting a good PC. I mean,
Yeah.
you're talking about
a
a
lot
gaming-
more than the console.
Right, you're looking between $1 and $2 for a high-end one that your streamers are using or your
Yeah.
competitive gamers are using. You can get a budget PC for between $400 to $600, which does the same thing, but you're not on the same level as some of those other players.
no.
Doesn't mean you can't be as good, but it's a big difference.
Yeah. Again, advantages. Like you're
Yeah.
looking for an advantage anyway, you could get it.
Well, a
Those
kid can
things
go
are
into
gonna
a
help.
store and spend $400 on that,
Well-
$300 or $400 on an Xbox, but can they go and piece together a PC and build
Yeah.
it? Not every kid these
but then
days
you
can
got
do that.
the when PUBG first came out. Did you ever play PUBG?
PUBG, I did not.
Okay. PUBG is a
My brother's played
it's a
this.
battle royale game. Basically Fortnite. It's what Fortnite essentially copied.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's more realistic.
Because didn't that start the
in the
thing
sen-
where the map got
Yeah,
smaller?
they're
My
the
brothers
first
would play it. I've
starters.
heard about this
Yeah.
game, yeah.
But when it first came out, the people with the horrible computers actually had an advantage because the graphical settings wouldn't register the grass. So people be crawling through the grass, think they're hiding, but really they're just crawling on flat ground and everyone can see them. So like everyone
That's
started turning their
hilarious.
graphic settings down
That's
so you could see
hilarious.
everything, and they had to fix it in a later patch. But
That's
sometimes
so-
having a crappy computer can help you.
That's funny. Just crawling around in the open like,
Yeah. They think they're because they're all graphic settings are high, so they
Yeah.
see themselves like in the grass. All these
That's
other people with back
hilarious.
computers just see it flat
Just
ground.
running
The
by and
character.
just shooting them.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. So, Brian, what's your game of choice right now? Like, what are you playing the most of? At the
Ooh,
moment?
Magic the Gathering. It's a very
Okay, yeah.
old game from 2002. It plays
I was
like a
go-
game from
Is
2002.
it a video game? That's a video
So
game?
basically, it's the
Card
in
version
real
of
life
the
card game
Gotcha, yeah.
in digital form. So I play that a lot. We play another game
Well,
called
I don't play
GTFO.
online.
It's
I
a
play on
first-person
table.
shooter
I
survival
don't do
horror
a
puzzle
computer.
game.
Yeah.
So like you go through this thing and then you get to figure out like a puzzle that changes every single time you play it. So like your objective could be over in this room or it could be way over here next time you play it. And
That's cool.
it's just crazy because like you make one mistake and then you have like a room of like 50 things coming at you like
Yeah.
fast paced and everyone you want to conserve your ammo and but like the only way to survive sometimes is to use all your ammo to try
Yeah.
to like free up some space. So
Gotcha.
that game's a lot of fun.
That's cool, actually. Yeah.
Counter-Strike, I mean, tried and true. They upgraded it like so many times from like its initial installation, but the game is still like one of the most played games.
That's an
online.
old
Huh.
game.
Oh, that's cool. What is
How old is that game? 20 years?
Yeah,
5 years?
like 95, I think, or something like that.
We might have to call it here for a second. We're gonna take a little break if it gets any worse here. I don't know. Yeah, see if you can pull in. I don't know how the shot's gonna look on this, but
Everything all
we're
right?
We're all right.
Okay.
All right. We'll see what we can do here. Anyways,
We're gonna improvise.
So
We
like,
are.
that's what I play now, but like on consoles, I play a lot of survival horror games, so like Resident Evil, those types of games where it's like kind of the same thing. Conserve your ammo, try to be somewhat stealthy. Sometimes there's a call to be more, action.
Yeah, you gotta be a little more aggressive at
Yeah.
times. Yeah.
And then everything from shooters, like shooters have been tried and true from Halo to GoldenEye. Like I've played it all. I grew up on Nintendo,
See,
Atari 2600.
Halo is huge for a while, right?
Oh,
That
yeah.
was like the most played game.
Was the
Yeah,
go-to? Yes.
it was like back in
Yeah.
the Xbox
Original
era.
Xbox
original
day. Yeah.
Xbox.
Yeah,
yeah.
right. That was the jam that everyone was
Oh, yeah.
getting after.
Call of Duty, unfortunately,
Oh, I need
took
to-
that over.
Used to call off school to play that with a bunch of people.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did. And have LAN parties where like people
LAN
would bring
parties.
vans with like power like adapters
Yeah.
and rigs and like extra batteries. It was like
You guys are
crazy,
ready to
dude.
go,
Yeah, everyone brought their screens and stuff.
Can I
Oh.
get a beer whenever you guys get a second. I know we're in torrential downpour at this point, so that's fun. So
I need some more wood on that fire.
yeah, we're gonna have to pull the fire in here in a second. We'll actually probably get smoked out like we were earlier, but we'll figure it out. We'll go until we can't go at this point.
So
Well done, Tom. Well
Yep.
done.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm
so we're
surviving.
making it work. This
Yes.
guy's making it work. So as far as favorite games or something that you're playing right now currently, what's your game of choice?
I am a nostalgic gamer, so
Okay.
I have the best of both worlds. I have a 14-year-old at home who he grew up. First game he ever played was regular Nintendo. I said, "This is what you're going to learn playing." Even though he was
That's awesome.
born when Xbox was
Yeah.
around, I made him go up like me. So now he has all these games, and he's like, "Dad, get this one. Dad, get this one." I said, "No, son, I don't have time for that." So I'll sit in my basement, pop in a game from 20 years ago, and just sit there for hours and hours and hours. So Final Fantasy X is a huge game of me.
Okay.
Just the storyline, the cinematography, everything about it was an old RPG.
I remember this game.
Turn-based
Back when they
combat.
had a million of them, right?
Yeah, it was a million of them, and
Yeah.
it was my favorite. The original. I'm wearing the Fallout shirt now. Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas. My favorite games of all time. I could sit there and get lost in those worlds for hours and hours on end.
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls Oblivion, another one on the original. Was
is
on
it called?
Xbox. Elder Scrolls Oblivion
Elder Scrolls
on
Oblivion.
Xbox 360. I think I put probably 180 hours into the game the first time I played it, lost my save, and I said to myself, should I cry about it? No, let's put another 180 hours into it again. But those
Get
games,
back on the horse.
yes, I played them so many times. It's fun to see what I can do differently, and it just brings me back to a time where I was happy
Yeah.
and some escapism.
Are you
know?
not now?
I think any 40-year-old man who has to go to work every day and can't sit at home and
Not
play
happy.
video games is in a little bit of a different situation. I love my life. I'm fortunate to be in it, but nothing takes me back like playing those games.
Absolutely. Nostalgic, I could totally get that. Like, my brother, has a little setup in his garage that he's got Nintendo 64 and stuff out there. And just getting that in your hands, just like, feel like a kid.
Bringing
again.
it back.
Just like holding the Nintendo 64 controller.
yeah, man. Like
So
there's
funny.
three different
The
ways I can
prongs,
hold
dude,
it.
It's like when we saw it for the first time, like, what is that?
Yeah.
It's got a little trigger on the back.
I played a lot of GoldenEye in my day.
Oh, yeah.
GoldenEye and Mario Kart.
Yep.
You know, those are the two.
Super Mario 64
We
was
used to
great.
do the, shoot to kill was the, right? Was that the one bullet?
One bullet, yeah.
The one bullet and you die?
Golden
No,
gun.
Golden gun.
Golden
Yep.
gun.
Yeah,
Golden gun.
Or, no, I was saying like in the level without the
Yeah.
gun is that shoot to kill was so you didn't have to shoot him 8 times to kill him. It was only one bullet.
I think, yeah.
To,
It was
to
a
knock
setting.
somebody
The-
down.
yeah,
Yeah.
would you die on one bullet then?
Everyone,
Yeah.
would.
Everyone
Okay.
did,
no
yeah.
matter the gun.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
dangerous.
Yeah.
But
No, GoldenEye was the first person shooter. It brought everyone to it. So literally every game that has ever come out since that, other than I guess Wolfenstein 3D technically,
Doom.
but and Doom, that revolutionized. That was it. You had 4 screens, and you're sitting there with your buddies as a kid, just going nuts, screaming, yelling. I mean, the graphics with the blockheads, it was the
Yeah.
greatest. And they try to port it now, and people play it on PC. It's not the same. Like you said,
Yeah.
that big controller and that experience, you can never relive that. It was awesome.
yeah, right. You gotta blow in the things.
Yeah.
Give it a try.
Yeah.
You gotta jiggle it real nice and easy.
All the
Thanks to
cleaning kits.
Unreal too. Like
Yeah.
the Unreal
Real cute
Engine
too.
really
Yeah.
like revolutionized like first person shooters too. Like they still use it to this
Yeah,
day.
Unreal and Half-Life.
Oh, yeah, Half-Life was
yeah.
Half-Life was more story-driven first-person shooters.
Yeah, but they had a first-person mode in it where it was first-person shooter. So you had
Yeah.
Half-Life the game, and then you had, I can't think of the name of it, but it was the first-person version was characters with that Unreal Engine, and it was
I got what
it
you're
was
saying.
great. Headshot or
Yeah.
Lethal Kill, Team Fortress. There it
Team
is.
Fortress, yeah.
And that was another great
That-
game.
That's
Very
spawned
similar to
what is
Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike
Yep.
basically. Like those
Yeah.
Team
Well,
Fortress
yeah,
first.
Team Fortress, the original,
Yeah.
and then because it moved over the Half-Life engine soon after that. I can't remember when an update. That's going way back, man. That's going back 25 years.
If not
If
more.
not
Going back more with how long I've been gaming, my friend.
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah.
I can't remember that far back.
We should
I
start
just
with
remember
like
playing the original Team
the
Fortress.
first systems we played
What do
because
you
like
mean?
we have such a.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot of us are around the same,
the
but
first
yeah.
system I ever did play was Nintendo. It
Yeah.
was the
That's
gray, yeah, the first Nintendo.
That was
dad
my
had
first
it, and I
one.
remember him playing Mario. My dad was actually a pretty big gamer. My dad would always want the systems. Like, he was up there playing in his bedroom and shit. We'd have to go to Dad's room and go sit on his bed to play because it was in his room.
Yeah.
So yeah,
pretty sure
Uh,
Nintendo was my babysitter growing up.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
But the first system I played was Atari 2600. My cousin had
Okay.
it.
Pong
I remember
and
he
shit,
was
or-
so excited he got ET, and so we went over there. It was like a
What do
Christmas.
you
Yes.
do with ET?
Oh, ET's like
It's
one of
the
the
worst
shittiest
game of
games
all
ever
time.
made.
Literally. They
So-
have a
Ranked as the worst game of all
Yeah,
time.
you get this like joystick and he's got like one button. You like move it and like ET just goes neat, 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 and then you fall into pits. It makes no
Random
sense.
pits,
And then
yes.
you have to go get like random objects, and then you like jump out, and then like other ones you gotta escape, dude. Then like they didn't really tell you how to play this game, so like you're going around trying to find these objects, and then you just die randomly. Like people got so pissed off.
so
That's
supposedly
so
the
funny.
game, because they expected it to be huge with the movie coming out,
Yeah, they're like,
So
oh,
they
this is
made,
a
like-
can't miss.
5 million copies.
true
And
story.
it did not sell at all. And
all.
so I think they ended up digging
in
a
a
ditch in
landfill.
Nevada,
In
right?
a landfill. Yeah.
No
They dug
way.
a ditch in Nevada and just dropped all like 500 million cartridges.
Hundreds
in
I
of
this-
believe there's a
Thousands of
Netflix
copies, yeah.
documentary
and
about
then just,
finding
and then
There
just
is,
pile-
yeah.
No way.
pull- yeah.
Yeah,
Did
It's
they
on there
find
now.
yeah, they did.
They did?
Yeah, just a big giant pile of ET cartridges.
No, there's a
Atari ET
documentary that
cartridges.
actually explains the making of the
Yeah.
game, and you think about how fast they rushed it. And Steven Spielberg, of all people, signed off on the story
Oh,
of this
no
game
way.
and said, "Go with it." And it's crap.
Well, the concept was
I've
not
never
supposed to be
heard of
what
this.
ended up
No,
being.
that's a good story. I like that a lot. I like that Steven Spielberg did actually sign off on it.
Yeah,
What an
it's
idiot.
you would not believe it.
No
but-
idea what the fuck he was doing.
Yeah.
Nope.
Looks good to me, guys.
Yeah.
Send it out.
No, I go back a little bit before that. I mean, Atari 2600 was my main first gaming, but Commodore 64,
Yeah.
in
Television?
television.
In television, I played
mean,
television.
you put the controller was like a phone, so it had a disc, and then it had a little insert you put in with a 9-digit keypad, and you would press the button. So if you wanted to move up, you press up on this phone. It was the coolest thing in the
Really?
world. Yeah, the
It was
first.
weird. I still have one.
Oh, I still have mine. I got everything. I told my kids,
So
I
it's
go,
a collector thing for you. Like you get them all.
you know, I
have
want
more-
I want to
just
pass it
threw
on to
out.
my kids. I want them to pass it on to their kids. It all still works. It's
Hell
fun. I
yeah.
mean, or end up in a museum. You know, I could sell it right now and make a fortune, but like I said, it brings me back to the good memories in the childhood. So the first RPG I ever played was Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. So Dungeons and Dragons came out in the 80s. This game came out in the 80s. Very Doom-like, very first person. You're finding weapons. I mean, playing games nowadays, there's so many elements taken from that one single game. And you're talking
Yeah.
about, 35 years ago. It's just crazy how
It
it just it
revolutionized
stands the
things,
test
yeah.
of time, definitely.
Did you remember this game where growing up is on a computer where like you had to go find like the different items to put in like the witch's like cauldron thing.
Was
It
it a
was-
first person
It was like a
like a maze? Was
maze,
it on?
like-
Was it
you
played
like
on
walking
Prodigy?
around. It was like an old.
Was it played
piece-
on Prodigy?
I have no idea.
Because I remember there was a game like that where it was like you'd have a corridor and like you could see a left and right and you just hit a key and your character would just walk and then
Right.
stop to the next intersection. And you hit another key and you would turn and walk to the next intersection.
No, I think this was like you
What
like
is this?
walked around
Yeah,
as like
it
a
was a weird ass-
character,
this
and
thing
then
goes
like you
way
went to go
back.
collect items. I don't know. It was like this old PC.
There's a
game.
lot of old.
Yeah.
like MS DOS like run.
Uh-huh.
Like
There's a MS-DOS karate game I remember playing at my grandparents' house with a golf game. That like every time you hit a tree, it'd be like, "Oh, it looks like you hit the tree, Jim." And that's all you hear.
That's great commentary.
Yeah, it's
I do love the golden tea. I'm
Yeah.
a fan of some
Golden Tea is
tea.
awesome.
I, love
I actually want to
golden
get
tea.
like
I never got good
an
at it.
online machine
Suck
in
it
my
up.
own
I'm
Oh,
decent. I'm pretty
no.
good actually.
I can't do
Pretty
the
good.
track.
Give me
ball.
Tiger Woods all day. I'm good. But
It's
no
all
golden
about
tea.
it's all about the backswing and how
Yeah.
much to pull it back and then you just fucking fire it. I do like some golden tea for sure. I want to get one of those just in my basement, just sitting down there.
Get enough of these in
We were just
me,
talking
and
about
I
that
can pull out
yesterday.
some good shots. But other than that, yeah, there's no chance. Nope.
We were just talking the other day about getting golden tea
Yeah.
cabinet.
Really?
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
you can get them.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Do
Someone's
like
gotta have 'em.
tournaments online with it and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
No, I've
Keep
seen people
over.
get serious about
Yeah.
them. Certain, I worked a lot of bars. There's places that have the tournaments, and they'll set it up at the thing, and you come in, it brings business and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, a bunch of guys sitting there, drunk, waiting to play the one fucking
Yeah.
machine they have.
Except now you
Now
don't
it's
put your quarter up there anymore to
Just
reserve your
wipe and
spot.
shit. Oh.
Yeah, you got a big old chalkboard and write your name on there. Back in the day, you put your quarter up there.
Yeah.
It's my quarter, not yours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how you do the pool table.
Yep.
Same thing.
Exactly.
It's a fucking gentleman. It's like a gentleman's thing.
It's a
like
gentleman's
put
thing.
it down. It's an unwritten rule. It's my table next.
So for the kids that are listening, yeah, that's how you used
That's
to
how
do
you
it. You used
do
to put
it.
a
Yeah,
quarter
cool.
up there. You didn't
go
just
back to
yeah,
that.
you didn't wait in line.
Back when you
Speaking-
could play for a quarter and not $2.50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it is now.
Speaking of
$3.
quarters, shout out to the city that brought pinball to the world, Chicago.
Is it
Yeah.
the pinball
Capital
home.
of the world.
Capital? All right, cool. I did not know that.
I actually
a lot
did
of-
not know that.
A lot
either.
of them were actually in Melrose Park, like around the early 80s and before that.
Okay.
Like growing up, that's when they build like all the Gottlieb pinball machines and
That's sweet.
Data East.
Yeah,
and all that
Midway is out here in
Yeah.
Chicago still. And
Yeah.
they're a big pinball maker.
We actually is that Midway Games? Is that tied to that?
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
video
yeah.
games and stuff,
stuff.
right?
It's like a licensing firm.
Yeah.
No.
My
Didn't
brother
Joe-
actually got
Yeah.
paid by Midway
I was
Games.
gonna say,
Me and
didn't-
him both went to the audition for Blitz.
Blitz, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and we,
remember Joe
like-
telling me this.
Yeah, and he actually is on the game. They didn't pick mine. I was like,
Yeah.
not manly enough sounding,
Yeah.
and Joe clearly is. So he got paid by him even more than I did, and then his name's on the credit.
That is
of
awesome.
Very
that
neat.
game.
Very
Yeah.
neat.
It's pretty cool.
I remember buying that game when he told me that. So
Yeah.
he'd come trying. I think I hear you.
I watched
you,
him
Joe?
in the booth for like an hour doing grunts and weird shit.
And if you want to feel old, it is Mario's 35th birthday.
Really?
Yes.
Yep.
That's weird.
Just happened.
That is weird.
Got more room?
We got a little bit more room. Oh, you got that e-cig.
There we go.
Is he still in? Perfect. All right, that works. Yeah, we might drag that a little closer this next thing, but I don't know. He's starting to
so
get
much.
smoked out a little bit now again.
I'm hanging in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do
All right. Yeah, we can see what we got. Well, actually, let's do that. Let's take a little break here. Let's all re-up, get some beers, get some warmth, and we'll jump back out here in a minute.
It's called Level Up.
Level up.
so-
Let's all level
Yeah, there
up.
we go.
There we go. Thank you. All right, we'll be right back. Bonfire Banter, just a moment.
Woo!
And we're back. We got these awesome new mugs this week. Thank you to Jay Noska, our art director. Fantastic stuff. I also want to give a shout out to Rob, our director. It is his birthday tonight. So happy birthday,
Happy
Rob.
birthday.
Cheers. Thank you for everything you're doing. We're handling the elements very well. And we're pushing forward here. So
Oh, yeah.
thank you to all you guys for sitting down again.
Oh,
We're going to get you guys going on the axe here in a second.
Oh.
But we were talking off screen a little bit. I know you guys were saying, everyone kind of started with Nintendo. So we'll start with that. And specifically, Keith, What was your favorite Nintendo game? What was your go-to?
You know, it's really hard to pick one.
Oh, I'll let you do that.
As
Let's
I
start
pour
with-
my beer here, I would say, you know, there's a few that come to mind. One, the good old pro wrestling from back in the day with the King Corn Carns of the world, and it was the most simplest, easiest little wrestling game in the world, but it was addictive as hell. Or Double Dribble with the corner
Double
three,
Dribble.
corner three.
Double Dribble was great.
Little Family Guy reference there. But Legend of Zelda would probably be my favorite. You know, before the internet, you'd go to school and your friends would tell you how to beat certain parts of the game.
Yeah.
Or you'd go through Nintendo Power and read a magazine. There's no net, so it took
Yeah.
6 months, got all the way through the game, and then my older brother, who was older by 5 years, said, I'm going to be the one to beat Ganon, took the controller from me because he was bigger than me, and beat the game.
He
And
muscled you out.
yeah, to this day, I still say that there's no way in hell he beat that game. That was all me. So I'd probably go with Legend of Zelda being my my Nintendo jam.
See, I didn't realize that, Zelda started there. I was, I played the Nintendo 64 version. I think that's what the one I'm talking about is the
Yeah.
Ocarina of Time.
Yep.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
Computer,
64.
right? Majora's
Yeah.
Mask was another
That
one.
was the first one I was introduced to, and I remember it was funny because that was always my role with video games was I was the strategist not playing, and my older brother was the one playing, and I would just help him try to figure it out, but he'd always have the controller in his hands. So that's why I think that's probably the reason why I never got into gaming was I was never allowed to hold the controller. I was just more like, oh, I'll try to help. Oh, you got to take the stick and put it in the fire and then light the web,
Yeah.
and then
Ah.
it opens up the thing.
Yeah,
we were
that's
on that
exactly
one
what
for
you're
a
talking
while.
about. Yeah,
We were on that one for a while.
that's good.
I came up with it though.
Yeah,
And Joe will
good.
tell you, give me that credit. I deserve it. I came up with the stick on the web thing. But yeah, so that's interesting though. Were you into the Mario Brothers a lot or
Mario Brothers was fun. I liked side scrollers, Contra, other games like that.
what's called side scrollers?
Side scrollers. So
Yeah,
left
okay.
to right.
Yeah.
The most difficult game of all time. Good old Ghosts and Goblins on
Ghosts and
Nintendo, and then it was. And then it was
Really?
back on Genesis. It's you watch guys do speed runs on this on the internet. And it's absolutely insane to think of what they can do. But I liked all Mario, everything. I mean, literally, if it existed, I played it. I mean, even up to Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego,
Yeah, I remember
which was
that.
a PC game, but it was on
Yeah.
Nintendo too. People forget that. So
I remember.
yeah, that console was the grandfather of consoles, but it had a little bit of everything on it: sports titles, RPGs, side scrollers, fighting games, I mean, everything. Tecmo Super Bowl originated on that Nintendo, and Bo Jackson running around from yard line to yard line. I mean, that all came from the original Nintendo.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know the history of all that. And I the only game that comes to mind when I'm saying like original Nintendo is Mario. I think it was the
Yeah.
only one my dad had, and like it's the only one I've really played.
It's one of the most popular games.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
one of the
it's
highest
iconic.
selling games. It
Yeah.
came with the console.
Gotcha.
A lot
Okay.
of people had the track and field and duck hunt, like
Yeah,
3 and
I
1.
did play some Duck Hunt.
Yeah,
Duck Hunt was badass.
Duck Hunt was ahead of its time.
I will
so
say I
blaster.
probably got
cool.
you guys beat there. There was a thing called Rob the Robot. If any of you older guys know
I used
this.
to have 2 of them.
See,
Rob
Brian
the Robot.
knows. It's a robot that
Okay.
had 2 hands.
Yeah.
And this came with the very first Nintendo, and it was a game called Gyromite. And it was a scientist. You're through a laboratory, and you had to move puzzles. So the robot had 2 hands with platters on them.
Yeah.
And you had to put the platters on different hands and move it according to what door you wanted to open. Thinking about it as a kid, it was the coolest friggin' thing in
Yeah.
the world. Now as an adult, it literally is the stupidest thing ever invented. So
It's worth a ton of money though.
it
so
is, and
had
I
one.
still have
ton
it
of
in the
money.
original
Wow.
box. And you know what? It's not going anywhere.
Wow.
Because one day I'll put it up for people can take it and enjoy it and whatever. And my son's friends come over and go, "Holy crap, your dad has Rob the Robot!" And I come downstairs and go, "You goddamn right, I have Rob the Robot." And I'll leave it
Goddamn right.
alone.
You can be very happy you kept that in the original box. That's worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot.
College is
Really?
not
I've
cheap.
never even heard of it.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I just remember the commercials for it.
See,
I never had one
or
or had saw one in
I didn't have
person.
one growing up, but I had like the running pad, the track pad, and
Yes, that's worth a
a
fortune.
lot of
now,
other
too.
peripherals. There was like the turbo controller.
Come the elements.
Here they come. I think we're gonna be okay. The Doppler's looking good here coming up. But anyone, I think I got my raccoon skin hat sitting there. Anyone toss that to me over there in production? I want to give a shout out to York Furrier while we're doing that. Thank you for keeping my head warm all night. That's always what you need when you got some cold winds coming through. Is a fantastic coonskin
Nice.
hat
Look at
like this
that.
one from
Nice.
York Furrier. Shout out to York Furrier. So Uncle Bad Example likes that. That's good. So Tom, what was your go-to on Nintendo?
It would have to be Zelda as well.
Zelda, okay.
I'm trying to think right now how old I was. I want to say I was I was maybe 3 or 4 when the system first came out. What, 87, 88?
I was,
The
yeah, I
system
no,
came out in August
early,
85.
yeah,
80
early in
oh, so it was
85.
even-
Yep.
All right. So I wasn't even born yet.
5 years old.
Um,
Yeah.
But I remember my mom always tells a story that it would be like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I was maybe 3 or 4 years old.
Yeah.
And she would hear all of a sudden the did like of the
Yeah.
friggin', Mario turning on. And she would come down. I'd be 3, 4 years old, friggin' playing it at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning with the sound blaring because I don't know what,
You don't give a shit about
yeah,
how
I
loud
just didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
I just remember how hard the first Mario was.
Yeah.
It's like I know I
Still
never
is,
really
if you
yeah
go back.
Yeah.
never
It's
really
not
well
easy.
I went back a few times with Mario Classic because I had played that with my son and stuff, and I got frustrated. I couldn't like just the jumps
Couldn't
and like
show off
yeah
to your
it
son.
was nothing. Like I remember like beating this level easily.
Yeah.
And I'm dying within
It's a
the first
touch
10
thing, man.
seconds.
You gotta-
Timing and
yeah.
pattern.
Exactly.
Timing and patterns. Yep.
Yeah.
Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, same thing. Yep.
Yeah.
Because I'm less of the retro gamer. I mostly once the generations pass, I'm usually looking more for
Gotcha.
the next one. I don't go back too much. Like I tried playing GoldenEye again. That is the worst game.
Now.
Like
Yeah.
to control
The
now.
graphics and stuff,
Oh, yeah.
too.
No, not even the graphics. Just
Okay, yeah.
control like the
Yeah.
movement and everything. I'm like I
Very
can't do this.
stiff compared
Yeah,
to like how you can move around
Yeah.
now.
I just can't do it anymore.
Come a long way.
it
that's
has.
for sure.
I'm too used to keyboard and mouse. But for Nintendo, I'd say I remember playing with my mom all the time. Zelda, Legend of Zelda, and then the second one where it was different. It was like a side scroller.
Yeah, Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening. That's it. I
Yes,
couldn't
that
think of the
game
name.
was. It was. I think it was more of a bitch than the
It
original.
was.
Zelda
It was hard.
Very hard.
Yeah.
I beat that game with Nintendo Power.
Nice.
The
Yep.
strategy guide. It was like one of the
Hey.
first strategy guides in Nintendo
Lifetime
Power.
member, baby.
If we're gonna
Lifetime
talk
member.
Nintendo, we have to bring up the Wizard
Yeah, the great movie.
Yeah.
Ben's,
1993, I believe
Savage.
it was.
Oh no, I have
Fred
no idea
Savage?
about this.
with Fred
Fred
and then
Savage.
whatchamacallit, cameo by Tobey Maguire at like
Didn't know that part.
10
Yeah.
years
Really young.
He's literally like in the background just looking off like smiling like
Which was the first appearance of the Power Glove.
yeah
Wizard,
so
yes.
bad.
Yes,
I had a few Power Gloves.
those are
too.
fun. Those are fun. I like wearing it just for
So
shits
hell
and
is a
giggles.
Power glove.
Okay, so it's a glove that had a controller on it, and supposedly with the games you would move the glove to the like catch a ball and stuff,
Yeah.
but it was never very accurate. So most of the time you ended up just because it had a control pad, so you could use it as a controller. But the thing was, I wore this thing to school. It was fucking badass. like you walk into a dark alley with a Power Glove, no one's fucking with you. I'm telling you.
Yeah, there like 3 sensors that like it was like a sensor up here, a bar, a sensor, and the sensor
Yeah.
came down the side of your TV. And like you said, you
When
had to
was
like
this?
kind of do like one of these things. It
You
was
gotta
highly
file- yeah.
inaccurate. So like in order to do any like you're driving a game, it's like you gotta pretend like
Yeah.
you're driving.
Literally a glove.
It was like a
Or like,
very
yeah.
very bad.
How old is this?
Imagine playing like Wii,
30 years.
but
30
like
years?
nothing ever worked. Like you're like I want to go this way. It's like
But think about that. They had the technology
Yeah.
that far ago,
Yeah.
and then when we came out, I mean, the years that's crazy.
Back when Fred Savage was
Ninten-
like 12
yes.
years old.
Nintendo and Fred Savage do exactly what they're doing.
You
Yeah.
go like in the history of like Nintendo's peripherals, they literally tried everything.
Yeah.
they could.
Like anything you can think of. They had that.
Really?
They had a controller with like
Virtual
a
Boy.
circular like pad on it. Like it was like a
Virtual
turbo
Boy. I had a
controller.
Virtual Boy.
Yep.
Talk about a headache
That's
machine.
another one worth a fortune.
Yeah,
Virtual Boy?
I sold it. Yeah,
The very first
Long
VR
time ago.
machine.
VR machine. It was all red lines. So like, it was really bad for your eyes. It was like lasers. Like,
And
they
it had
found
a,
out like years later. They
It was all
put out a
wireframe
PSA like,
graphics.
you will
Yeah.
go blind if you continue to play this.
they were warned and had a tripod that literally these are nice mic stands, they're big
Yeah.
tripods. This thing was on a tripod
It's like
about that tall. So your neck was like this on a table.
Trying to look through it and,
Yeah.
look at, and play like tennis.
Yes.
like on it. Yeah, it
That
was.
tennis game though was 3D and it was badass.
It was. 'cause
It
the
was the
ball would
coolest
like
thing in the
would get
world.
smaller and then like
I
get
played some
bigger.
Star Fox on
Yeah.
Super
Yes.
Nintendo, I think.
Because this
Yeah.
like superseded Super Nintendo, I believe.
It was before,
Yeah.
correct. Yeah.
Before it.
I think it was before Super Nintendo because Star Fox debuted on Super Nintendo, but there was a game on Virtual Boy that wasn't called Star Fox, but it was a
It was like
it was a plain
literally
game. It was the
Star
same
Fox.
exact thing. Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
Now I want to go home and play Star Fox. Damn it.
Damn it. What's your favorite system to play Star Fox on then?
Super
Solid.
Nintendo is
Yeah.
probably my favorite console of all time, just
Okay.
because of the SimCity games, or it
I like
took.
Donkey Kong.
Yeah, Donkey
Donkey
Kong
Kong.
Country was
Yeah,
another
my
one.
wife's
you know.
favorite.
Getting Donkey
Um,
Kong Country at Toys R Us.
Yes.
The one.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
the last one on the shelf. It
Oh.
was my birthday.
Oh,
Like, oh, there it is.
Wonderful
It was
moment.
You ever go to
Chicago.
that Zenith rental place that was?
No.
You know what I'm talking about though?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Never mind.
Zenith.
Good story time.
Yeah, it was a
There's
Zenith repair store. It would have gone on with
A lot of
someone
Toys
else
R
was-
Us, a lot of Venture. And,
Venture, yes.
Yeah,
Venture and
was like
Zayre's.
the Walmart.
Venture.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Venture and Zare were Target and
Hotspot Video,
Walmart
I
before
think,
they
was it?
existed.
Tears.
Yeah, Sears was another
Sears
one.
Was, like a very popular.
I never went to Sears for games.
And
Can't
games,
say.
I mean, games they sold out recently, many years now. They still sell out, but back then, I mean, you got a game early. There's no pre-orders. You had to
Yeah.
get there in line and
Yeah.
just get lucky. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
Back in the day, you used to go walk down the video game aisle, and there was these little like pull tabs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was just all the games were there, the pictures, but you had to pull this little tab and
It
then
was
go
like
to
a ticket.
the
Yeah.
customer service of Toys R Us and like give it to them. It was like all in this locked box behind everything.
Yeah,
they
kids
come out,
steal
bring your
games so
game.
easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so funny though. Yeah, no, I definitely played probably the most Super Nintendo of any console. That was probably
It's a
my
great
go-to.
system.
Yep.
Super Nintendo, I think, is probably one of the best.
The
of
shoulder
Nintendo
buttons. I mean,
consoles.
it
Yeah.
did so much for video games. It was a great
Yeah.
system.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So let's move to that one then. What was your favorite game for Super Nintendo?
Ooh.
Is that the next one in the progression here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Sega?
if we're staying on the Nintendo
Yeah,
line,
yeah.
we can go Sega. After,
Sega Genesis.
Yeah,
is
Sega,
more,
yeah.
Let's go this first, and then we'll go Sega because I did like Sega too. But let's go with the Super Nintendo here.
Ooh, I'm trying to think here. Like, I played a lot of Super Mario RPG. It came out
Great
literally in
game.
its lifetime.
Great
Like that was
game.
a crazy game. F-Zero Racing was
Yep.
phenomenal. What was not Street Fighter? Well, I did play a lot of Street Fighter.
Street Fighters.
I remember I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 2 came out around my birthday, and I was like the only kid to have it. So
Oh, 'cause
there was
like
like
graphics.
30
Parents,
kids
yeah.
at my house at my birthday party, slumber party.
Yeah, ripping
We-
spines
Yeah,
out.
parents only knew what we were doing back in the day. But yeah, I would like learning all those moves. I was big into the Castlevania games, so those are pretty cool on Super Nintendo.
That was, yeah. That was a great
Mario
Nintendo game,
Kart
too.
when that came out. A lot of the Nintendo games were very popular.
Yeah, that was Mario Kart was that
Donkey
debut.
Kong Country.
Yeah.
There's just so like it's trying to hard to think.
Yeah,
There's
I know.
so many.
It's a
Yeah.
loaded question.
Earthbound's really good. I feel like RPGs.
Okay.
Chrono Trigger, another one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chrono Trigger is really good. All the Final Fantasies that came out
Yep.
on Super
Because that
Nintendo.
was what you were talking about earlier is a Final Fantasy. So I'm
Yeah.
guessing that's some of your favorites with Super Nintendo.
You know what? I didn't like the Final Fantasies pre like PlayStation when
Oh,
X
gotcha,
came
okay.
out. You know,
Yeah.
they were good games, but they were a little too much more advanced, a little too crazy for me. So
Okay.
in Super Nintendo, SimCity was an RPG of styles, but it's more like an RTS,
Ant?
real-time strategy. Yeah, SimAnt's another one.
Man,
Yeah.
I played the shit out of
No,
Sim Ant.
SimCity, I
Ant?
can.
Yeah,
can-
you
Is it
literally-
Ant Colony?
You literally start off as a little ant, and you got to like go around this, like build your own tunnels and like
Yep.
your own
Oh,
feeding
okay.
stations and try to make queens and like, yeah, it's
So
a
you're
weird
trying to
game.
make queens? Or
Yeah, and then when you
are
go up into the-
reproducing as well. On
It wasn't.
Yeah,
it wasn't a very well thought out
insects?
game, but
No,
it was new. It was different. It was fun.
Yeah, you had to feed like I'm trying to remember because it's a long time to play. I remember
Yeah,
you
right.
go up to the surface and there would be like spiders and caterpillars around. You'd have
Yeah.
to send all your ants to attack it. And when they would, they'd rip it to pieces. It would turn into like little green balls, and they would take
Yep.
them back and feed like the larva with it, and then they would grow up into bigger ants, and then yeah, it was just this vicious cycle of feeding your colony for more babies.
for more babies. That's what it's.
Yeah, it was Sim Ant, and I played the hell out of it as a kid.
Yeah, I've never heard of that one. That's for sure.
Uh,
So then let's talk about Sega a little bit here. On Sega, I know Sonic was king for me. Played a lot
Yeah.
of Sonic.
I was never a big Sonic
was
fan.
so much different than like what was out there for platforms. It was so
Yeah.
fast and like
Yeah.
how the levels were actually designed were like almost genius.
Yeah.
And Sega was like the first system to really like relish violence.
Yes.
Nintendo was like non-violent.
Not gonna do
and
any of
Sega's
that.
like came out to like
Oh, yeah.
love blood.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had
That's
the
true,
Mortal
I didn't know
Kombat
that.
and had all the violent, all the
Yeah. Yeah.
decapitations.
Altered
yeah.
Beast was the first game that was you're a
Rise
monster
from your grave.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you have to, for those games when they first came out, did you have to have a parent buy it?
When you're if
For like the Mortal Kombat's?
I think it was more store basis because I remember some
Yep,
stores
certain
not having
games,
a pair and other stores like
Because I'm thinking
where's
about
your
like
mom?
CDs at some point. Like, yeah, a
Yeah.
parental advisory sticker on.
Well, there was
Combat
no-
like the
Yeah.
first game that really like be like, oh, they're ripping off heads.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
it's,
I
like,
remember-
crazy
Spines are getting
stuff.
ripped
I remember
off.
seeing a news like segment on WGN News as a kid, like them talking about it and stuff. And the next day, my mom went out and rented it for me.
That sounds cool.
That's
Let's
what
get
I
it
meant. I
for
was
you.
like, oh yeah, I don't care.
No, the SRB, the rating system, wasn't around until right around Sega and Mortal Kombat. And then, so nothing had ratings. You just went and bought it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it all changed with Mortal Kombat. It kind of changed everything. And the game I'm going to mention, you guys may or may not know, Eternal Champions.
Oh yeah, I remember too. That was violent as hell.
That was Mortal Kombat times 10.
You could cut off individual limbs, right? And you
Yes,
just keep
that
fighting.
game was nuts, and it was
What is
a,
this?
Yeah.
a fighting game on Sega Genesis called
Okay.
Eternal Champions.
Okay.
And it used every button, and it had crazy. It was the most violent game at the time.
Yeah.
More so than Mortal Kombat.
You can
because-
dismember, like cut
Yeah.
off their arms, and they can still kick you and stuff like that.
Yes.
Like that's one, right? If I remember correctly.
It's been so many years since I played it. What always sticks in my head is there's a character who has like a like a Pink Panther Inspector Gadget like coat, and he was just super fast and would just do crazy stuff. I remember that game because I remember the button combos were insanely hard to pull off.
Yeah.
Like Killer Instinct later on, and where you had to do like 85 buttons in order to get something done. But if you
You're sitting
did
there
it,
with the thing with the code on it, like
that's all you cared about was getting that move off, so you can see how badass it was. But,
absolutely.
Yeah, that
Because you
game.
only get that second in Mortal Kombat. I know. I don't
Yeah.
know this game, but it's like finish him, and you got to like pump it out.
Yeah, so it's
you
very
fuck up
much
one
the same.
button, it's like, damn, you're just gonna kick him and shit. He's gonna fall over.
That's something kids nowadays won't remember the codes. Like I remember
Yeah.
renting a game and
Yeah.
looking at the booklet and seeing the past people's codes and shit in
the
there.
game
like,
genie and typing in
Yeah.
all those letters
That's
before
the
you put
best
it in.
game
and doing all that stuff.
Yes.
Now it's all like
Yeah.
shared online, and you
But
can
that's the PC
save-
game
yeah.
you mentioned earlier. You can mod a PC to get infinite lives, and then consoles
Yeah.
now you
Or
can't
can
do that
whatever you
anymore.
want. You could steal someone's whole save and put it in there. And be like, I beat the game. Like literally, like just put a file in.
Exactly.
And it says you beat it. Like
I'm old. I don't have time. Give me infinite lives. Give me the biggest weapon in the game right off the bat. I want to fuck shit up.
Yeah, I'm looking to have some fun. Here.
Exactly.
I don't want to sit around and build this.
I want to bring back some because it reminded me with Internal Champions.
Yeah.
Was, that's when I got the Sega Channel. That's how I played
Yes.
that game. I don't know if you've ever heard of Sega Channel.
I was actually just about to bring it up because me and Joe had it.
You
I
guys-
literally
so
was
did I.
Just about to bring it up, but yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
fucking
so
loved.
funny.
That's where I played. There was a Sequest game on there that was
Okay.
always on there, and Eternal
Sid Meier's
Champions,
Pirates?
Sid Meier's Pirates. I
Yeah.
played a crap
Dude,
ton of that
game
on
was
there.
Crazy.
I love Sid Meier's
Yeah.
Pirates. They had a remake for PC. I played on that too, but yeah, Sega Channel was Sega being
So
way ahead of their
What
time.
is Sega Channel?
I
Tell
almost-
people who
Oh,
are
yeah.
wondering. Yeah.
So essentially, what it was how long ago did that come out?
Actually, hang on. We got a visit from the beer
Oh,
cart
from the
coming in here.
Oh.
Hey, we got the beer wagon. Here he is.
Smoking.
Hey. I'll take a couple. Anyone want a beer? Anyone need a beer?
Yes,
Hey.
please.
Thank you. Thank you. So nice.
Always leave me hanging.
Oh my
Bad
gosh.
host. Oh,
sorry,
there it is.
sorry.
There it
I'm
is.
so enamored by the
the
beer
beer
wagon that I can't even
Smoking beer
I
wagon.
can't take my eyes off.
Is there an app for that? Can we just order that to our house?
Yes. So
so-
go back. Sorry.
I guess it was basically Netflix
For video.
for video games. How
Yeah.
long ago was that? I'm trying to
this
think
is.
Sega had to be
90s,
early 90s.
I know it was. I had to be like 7.
So like 90
I feel like.
Early
I'm
90s.
thinking
Yeah,
early
90,
90s, like
92.
95, 96.
and you essentially had this. I remember it
Plug
was
it into the
it was a brick that you put
Oh,
into
I like
the
it.
to the
There we
tray,
go.
and it had a coax cable that came out. And you can go into the internet essentially,
Right.
Yeah.
right? And then it would send every like month, I think,
A new game.
a new game list, and you
Yeah.
would sit there and you go through and you dial into it,
Yeah.
and you would have all these games. You can go through all the different ones, and I would honestly it was probably around 20. Like I'm trying to remember.
I can't remember any of those games.
I remember
played,
what
but
the screen
having
looked
it.
like. And I remember like
Yeah,
if
like
I
a
remember
list.
the top half was the image and there was a bottom half was a list, I think. And like you can like go through and whatever you
Pick
change
whatever you
to,
wanted
it
to
would-
do, yeah.
yeah, put
It
the
would
big
actually save
picture
your
up.
progress too. So if you're playing like a role playing game and slowly
wow.
just play
Yeah.
that game, as long as you didn't play another game and save, your save would stay in that game for that month. And then when the month started over, it refreshed
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
So
And
the
you
memory-
lost it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had it too?
Oh yeah, I played a lot of hours on that, and I used
Yeah,
to
that
get
thing was
so
great.
mad because you get so far in a game, and it's like, oh, they didn't tell you like when that date was coming.
Oh,
so it's like,
no.
no, or
General Chaos.
yes,
General Chaos. That was. Did you ever play that?
I played it, but not on Sega Channel. I just played the game.
Oh, I
Yeah.
fucking love General
Before
Chaos.
Sega.
See, now you're bringing up things that even I don't know, and that's crazy. 'Cause, yeah.
You didn't know
I
what
played
Sega
the
Channel?
shit out.
No, I knew it existed, but I never heard actually the story
Oh, that
behind it
game's
because
still
we didn't
fun
have
to
it.
this
So
It was
Yeah.
wild.
that
It
is
was,
neat.
Again, way beyond its time.
Oh way,
Before its
it was
time,
insane.
Oh yeah.
That's where I got to
Peter
play
would
all those
always
games.
cheat and like throw grenades at you. And stuff. Like, come on!
I remember when we got rid of it. I ended up buying General Chaos because of that. Because
I
I
still
kept
have it.
playing
I
that.
think I
Oh,
got
that
it
was a
from you.
fantastic game. Is it my? That's probably it.
Have your General Chaos.
Oh, it is. And I think you also have my Poltergeist.
Yeah, haunting star.
Or Haunting,
Polter guy,
yeah.
yes, the haunting.
So this
The
that I
Haunting.
remember crazy.
yes.
You were a poltergeist ghost going around a house, and like you would throw your little
You're the
spirit
ghost.
thing into like
Yeah.
objects in the house, and the family was just like walking around it. You had to scare the family
What?
out of
The
the
objects
house.
would wake up, and you would haunt. There's a family in a house.
you'd
You were a
haunt 'em.
Haunting
poltergeist
them out.
who used the house to haunt them out of the house.
But, like some of the things in
That's
the house
awesome.
were like crazy too,
Yeah,
like
like
the
the-
violence and all that
Oh,
stuff.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
blood,
like
yeah.
if you went into the tub, it would fill up with blood and like
That's
all,
awesome.
and they would all freak out and they'd run on. You'd have to scare them. But I'm trying to. Was it
It's like
like
Sims horror movie.
That's exactly what it was.
It was
It was
like-
just yes.
it
That's
was
exactly
like
what it
a
was.
Sim
And then there was a was it like Satan or something would drag you down into hell and you'd have to fight out of hell?
So,
or
yeah,
something like that? Yeah.
Yeah, when you scared
Battle
them
some
out of the
demons?
house, like you went down to this dungeon, and it was like this like little platformer
Yeah.
thing that you had to like survive. And then when you got out of that, you were like in another scenario in the house where you got to like the levels kept getting harder and harder.
Yeah.
So the family was like more spread out and like
Okay.
they
Harder
wouldn't
to
scare
scare.
as easy.
Yeah, like tub fill up and they'd be like, oh. And like walk
Another
away.
game I gotta go
Yeah.
over It's crazy.
You gotta do better.
Yeah. I still have this game. I have Sega, so next time you come over, I can show
Well,
you it.
I will say there's a little advantage, and people probably know about watching this. Retro Pie is you
No.
go on the internet, you Google it, it's $100, and you literally will end up with every Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. I mean, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of game. Hook it up to your new 4K TV, and you're sitting there with an old Xbox controller, literally playing those games.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
I'm
I've
going
heard about
home, and I'm going to play The Haunting literally all night long, and I'm going to thank you guys for reminding me of how
fantastic
awesome
card,
that
man.
game
What is
is.
the
Awesome.
Haunting?
That's the name of the game.
That's
The
the
Haunting,
game.
yeah.
Okay,
The Haunting.
Haunting
Starring
Poltergeist.
Poltergeist.
Poltergeist, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought you said. It's called Poltergeist.
That's why I
Okay.
couldn't remember the name.
I'm
That's
like the hunt.
I'm gonna have another kid
I,
listening
you know,
to
I now
Poltergeist.
remember giving you those two
Yeah, I
games.
still have that game.
And you call
Hey,
him Guy.
That's fine. as
But
long
his
as it's
full
still
name is
there.
Full name is
Poltergeist.
Poltergeist. Spell it out correctly, miss.
Yeah.
Do not shorten my son's name across the graduation stage, please.
Oh.
It is Poltergeist.
Poltergeist,
Poltergeist.
please come to expect your diploma.
And then
Yeah,
there
don't
was, like,
rob me of that.
Sonic and Knuckles, where you had to like take
Oh, yeah.
the Sonic 2 and put it like
Yes, in
into
3DS.
the
Oh, yeah.
Knuckles, and
Yes.
then like you played
It, like,
Knuckles
flipped
as
up.
like the other character that was
For
from
what
Sonic.
system?
On
Sonic
Sega
3?
Genesis,
I remember Tails, but I don't remember plugging.
it was
this-
one cartridge,
Yeah.
and you pop the other one on top of
Yeah,
it.
like
Was it?
you had a cartridge, and then you had this little flap that you flipped up, and you can plug in another cartridge on top of it. And I think you could play Knuckles
I
in
don't know how
any
I don't remember
other.
that.
Yeah.
So if you put Sonic 1 in, you could play that game with Knuckles. If you put Sonic 2 in, you could play that game with Knuckles.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't know how to remember that.
Little
'cause I
innovation.
played that a lot, and I remember Knuckles, the character. But
I remember
still
that.
remember that setup.
Very popular. For
You know, all I'm
its
thinking about right now is how fucking spoiled my parents were. Fucking, they have all this fucking money they
Dude,
fucking
right?
spent.
Yeah, it
Now
was-
we have
Holy
kids, and it's
shit,
like,
yeah.
That's a lot of kids.
Yeah.
That was like the
no,
heyday
you
of
ain't
video
getting all
games.
that crap, bud.
the amount of games that came out and the amount of times like those
Yeah.
like sold out.
Hundreds of games.
Crazy.
Yeah, and it was like, I mean, it's like that's what you had to buy us because that was like
Well,
what it was
we
hot.
wanted,
Like
yeah.
we needed it, and like I need the new, you know,
game of the
Nintendo
month.
64 right now.
Yeah.
Like this year for Christmas, we got to be getting it.
And that's why the Sega channel was so awesome because
Yeah.
you got like a
We
lot
got
of the
that for
newer
Christmas.
games.
Newer,
and you
yeah.
got like a list of very
And
popular
it
games.
was like $50 a month or something.
I think it was
not
a
cheap.
decent
But when you're buying
investment.
a
Yeah.
game for
Yeah.
$50 even back then, so like the price never really changed. It's always
No.
been like $50.
Yeah, I just remember being
games
really
didn't go
right.
on sale. Like
Yeah.
here, you wait a month, they drop. Back in the day, they were $60 the whole lifetime
Yeah.
of that game.
Or you get Steam sales where you get them for $1.
Right.
Like
That's the
you
PC
just drop it
game advantage, yeah.
99% for a day.
They do that?
Oh yeah, you'll just
Yeah.
it'll go on there and you'll find a game that's $40, it'll be $1.
Why? Just to sell a bunch? I guess.
Just sell a bunch. Yeah,
They
Steam
got a bunch
does
of
it all the
inventory
time.
maybe
Yeah.
sitting there. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's all digital. You
Well,
know, it's
yeah.
all on the Steam sale. So
Oh,
it's
Or
just
Humble Bundles is another
Humble
thing where you
Bundles,
can
another-
pay. You get games based on what you pay. You give them $1, you get 5 games. You give them $2, you get 10 games. You give them $12, you get 30 games. Like you literally.
and
pay
it's
for what
all
you wanna
considered
play.
a donation.
Yeah.
Because all the money that you give them,
Yeah.
like, well, not all of it, but a portion of it goes towards, like right now they're doing oh, this is nice.
Should have had him had that on the whole time.
Right now it's the JDRF, the Junior Diabetes Research Foundation.
Okay.
But
So
if you,
who's making these games and not making any money off them?
I don't know how Humble
No,
Bundle
you know
works
what
with
it
their
is?
money
They're
making.
older games. So the game will release, be out for a year or whatever, and then they'll go through Humble Bundle and reduce it because it's already had
Okay,
its
so
life.
It's already.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
games aren't. Well, some
Gotcha.
of them you can get, like in
Some
the
new
Humble
games
Bundle
you-
monthly, you can.
Yeah, some new games will be like instead of being 50 or 30, they'll be 12 or 15.
So-
So, it's still a decent amount. But
I basically pay, I think it's $10 a month, and I get an automatic Humble Bundle, like it's Humble
Yep.
Bundle monthly, and it's considered a donation towards these charities. But then you get, I think, 12 games, if I remember correctly, of varying value,
Okay.
and you just get it randomly. Like it's like, okay, here's your new loot box, essentially, of just
Yeah.
random games that.
Okay.
There's been months where I'm like, this is all shit,
Yeah.
and there's some like,
No.
oh, there's some great, stuff in here, but it's all, and it goes to charity mostly.
Yep.
That's cool.
So-
though. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a way to push people's games too, and like see a lot of games, and it's a good.
it's Sega Channel in the modern era. That's what it is.
Sounds
Yeah.
like it.
Yep.
Yeah, basically, and it's going toward a good cause from what it seems like as well.
Except it's not nearly as friggin' expensive.
Going along
Yeah,
with something he
seriously.
was saying about games were only $60 every time you had to buy them new, which started a new industry of the reseller
Yeah.
Yes.
of the games. So
Yeah.
you had
GameStop.
Electronic Boutique
first one. It was
on the
Funko-
West Coast and
Funko
Funko
Land.
Land.
Funko Land.
Yeah.
I remember it was like
I remember seeing EVs when I'd go on vacation,
Funko
and not Funkoland.
Yeah,
The Heroes was
yeah.
Funkoland.
Well,
I
and they used to
definitely
go
been
in there and they had a trade-in sheet. It was like this big
Yeah.
white piece
Yeah.
of paper.
Oh, I remember.
Both sides, all the games. And
you
like,
had to
you
sit
sit
there
there like,
scroll
oh,
through.
That's where
wait,
we went,
okay.
dude. That's
Oh
where my mom
man,
would
you're
take us.
pulling back.
Yeah.
Here,
And then
what
they
do you
had
want?
the,
Go to Funko Land.
The TVs built into the
the
wall
games
with
you're not
the
playing.
Yep.
controllers coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think like a glass case that had the system in it so you can
Yeah.
see it. And like I'd always be up like, can I play this one? Be like, oh. And come over and like open up
undo
the
the
case and put it in.
game.
And then
Yeah.
I'd play it and I'd be like, can I try this one? Like, so I'd be like 8.
All right,
and
kid,
I
get
could
outta
do it.
here.
Yeah, that's what I'd be like, get the hell out of here.
This isn't an arcade anymore.
Something a lot of viewers might not be familiar with were the video stores where you actually went in and
Rented
so
the
basically
games.
like your Redbox, but there was a store where you went in
Yeah.
and they had video games, movies, all that stuff. Very few around these days. I know Blockbuster.
There's one.
Did you get
Alaska.
Oh,
In
Be
Blockbuster?
careful with these
The
old-
last Blockbusters in Alaska. That's it.
Yeah, there's one. I think one.
One left.
How's
One left.
family videos still? There's still a couple
Yeah,
family
that's
videos
true.
around.
I've seen them. I don't know what
They,
the hell they're
they,
doing.
they subsidize part of their stores for pizza places and things like that, so that's
Yeah.
how they stay afloat. So I'd love to see them still around because I remember going with my dad, just walking around.
Yeah,
trying
you
to
walk
find
around the
videos.
aisles. You look
And
at
he would go to
something.
the adult video section. I didn't quite know what he was looking at.
Hey, what's behind that
Yeah.
barn door? That
They
swinging
had
door.
a curtain at every single one of them. Oh yeah, I remember what that the red lights behind it, neon. What is that? Oh, don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Let your father go in there. And you would go
Don't
and
worry about him.
you'd find the game box and there'd be boxes behind it, and you would look and you were like praying that the box was out further when you saw, and if it wasn't, you would just walk behind the counter. Excuse me, did anybody return this?
Yeah.
People would drop it and you would grab it
Like
right
literally
away.
right there.
That's
They
behind
put
the
return
box.
box. There it is.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
You'd see it in the Dropbox, like I could see it. It's
Yeah.
that one right there. I want it.
Then they had to scan, they had to check it in, then rent it to you. You had a little card. Those days,
Did
you
anyone
know,
ever rent
yeah.
systems from
So-
Blockbuster?
Oh, yeah.
I would always,
Oh,
if I had 2 games I wanted, my mom would only let me rent one. I'd take the second game, I'd find the least popular game, and I'd put it
Oh,
behind
yes.
that one.
I did
and
used
literally
that
a week
too.
later,
Yes,
I'd come
I
back and it
had
would
some.
still be
Still
there.
there.
I hid
And
some.
Yeah,
I've
it
done
just,
that.
No, it's hide it under here.
Yeah.
Like,
Come back to
Good
that
old
later. Yeah, put it under Jeopardy, the game, or something.
yeah,
like that.
exactly. Some stupid that no one's gonna pick up. And then when I get there and it wouldn't be in, I'd start looking at everyone like
You're
down the aisle to see
someone
if I could.
moving now? Yeah.
Someone else
did it back
squirreling
to
it?
me. Yeah. See, people get smart.
Hell yeah! Back in those
Start
days,
to
it was a
figure out
dog
the
eat dog
tricks.
world.
And now when
There's
you want
only
to
so many
rent,
games.
you click.
Yeah,
It's not
It's crazy.
not even rent. You want to buy, you just.
I'm not
click.
complaining. It's nice to be able to. If I want to play this, I can just download it. But I still miss it. It does bring back good memories for sure.
Again, yeah, same thing. And it's like, where am I gonna sneak into the porno part of it? You
Yeah.
know? That was the best part. It's like trying to like back your way into it.
Yeah, see through the crack and try to make out what the
You see-
covers
Yeah.
were.
When you watch the TV and it's all scrambles, hey, I can kind of
Yeah,
see a
see the
boob.
boob.
Yeah, that was a Cinemax.
Scrolling
Yeah.
up there.
You watch
The
it.
Spice Channel
What is
and
it?
it was
Yeah.
all curved.
There's a nipple. I saw
Yeah.
that.
Came in real quick and real like clear for a second, then goes away.
Just waiting. Come on.
Sat there all night watching.
nipple.
Nowadays, it's
man.
just boobs and Google, and
Oh, it's so easy.
Oh,
Yeah.
TikTok,
Yeah.
boobs,
Yeah.
Facebook,
Anything.
boobs.
you can
Twitter
find
boobs.
tits without even looking for them.
Yeah.
Pop
Seriously. Always around.
Yeah.
Right around every corner on the
God,
internet.
kids these days are not going to know the struggle. We this is off video game topic. But we were once out sledding over by Butterfield Park, or not Butterfield, Eldridge Hill.
Yeah.
And back behind there, they had like this forest area with this
Yeah.
like ravine and stuff. And we found a bucket and we flipped over and it was full of porno magazines. Some guy had
Yes.
put into a
Like,
Ziploc
whoa.
bag. We were like, yeah, we're going through everything. Like some guy's fucking porn stash. And we found- Not really at this time, like guys probably like friggin' like drinking. And we're like sitting there like, yeah,
Yeah.
like,
These are before COVID times. man.
yeah,
You just go through another man's
It's porn
porno
stash.
stash, but
Yes.
stuck
12 years
together
old.
pages all over it.
Go,
Their own
Mom, we're going
personal
sledding
video
again.
game. I'm gonna go play my video game behind the hill here.
Can you imagine what kind of psychopath did that though?
In
It's
the
like,
middle of the
honey,
woods
like,
under a
I'm
bucket.
gonna go.
Yeah.
She told me to get rid of my pornos. I'm gonna
Exactly.
go dig them into a public fucking
I
place.
never even thought that's one controlling wife. He had to put his porn stash in a
Psycho.
bucket in the middle of the woods.
This guy really
find
wanted
it.
to keep those.
Where's your porn? Don't worry, it's gone.
Not here.
Slide up.
You can check everywhere, honey. You
You're
will not
forgetting-
find that porn.
Go for another walk.
You're taking a lot of walks lately, honey. A lot of walks.
You're forgetting the moral of that story. You and your friends found that stash, and you took it and you
We
left.
went sledding a lot that year.
And that guy.
Oh, did you leave it in the stash?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
we put it
okay.
all back.
I was saying because you would have broke that man's heart
We
if
always
you had
left it
taken
there.
his
That
back.
was during the keeping him around. Was that
All of a sudden he gets there, he just alone, one tear, just
Just
sheds,
bucket, just a
down
bucket
his face.
empty. Like,
just walks away. Cue the Hulk music. The violins come in. Yeah.
Should have made a scavenger hunt. You want to find your bag.
Yeah, could have made it a game.
Want to play a game?
Exactly right. You guys could have had him by the balls.
Oh,
you
if
know?
only sucked.
Literally by the ball.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're
Back
going to
on
take a
the
little
game.
break on that. And we're going to come back for another couple segments. I think we can do 2 more if you guys are willing to stay. The rain's stopping. Wes, our head of security, wants to jump on a segment here for a second. So good things to come. We'll see you in
Sounds
just a
good.
minute. It's dark.
He's got one of the bitch ass voices like, oh my God, help me up, I'm hurt.
See,
You know,
I
but it's
wouldn't be
like
able to
his
play with
name's
somebody like
Daddy.
that.
Play with me. You're kind of, what the fuck's going on over here?
Yeah, that's weird. And we're back. Bonfire banter. You guys will get some of that. You know, it was good. It was good stuff going on. But we're back here for the third segment. We got Wes back on the panel here. He's jumping in. Tom drew the short straw, so he had to jump out on this
Poor Tom.
segment here. He's going to be back in on the fourth, though.
He's very warm though. So
Yeah,
you know,
he's
fuck you,
happy
Tom.
about it. He was happy about it secretly. But yeah, we're getting into kind of moving along the progression here into, you guys were saying Dreamcast and PlayStation. The
Yeah, I
original
think,
PlayStation was kind of the next wave.
I think Dreamcast was the very next one, and that was brought 2 things to light. Brian here brought up a few minutes ago. We were discussing memory cards was the first thing, the first
Okay.
system to really
So
use
that was
them.
able to save your
Save your progress.
So,
And
hold on. PlayStation came up before Dreamcast.
did it really?
PS1, no way.
No, I thought it was
Dreamcast
after.
First. Had to be.
Yeah, I think
Dreamcast
Hey,
more
maybe in
powerful than
production, if we
PlayStation.
could take a look at that, what came out first? Dreamcast. or
Fact
PlayStation?
checkers.
Pretty sure
Fact
PlayStation
checkers.
came
Get
I'm
back
gonna
to
go with, I think Dreamcast came out.
I think PlayStation came out before Dreamcast.
Either way, I digress.
Throwing that out
The
there.
memory cards and online play. So you could actually play with other people online, which we obviously know we wouldn't have gaming today if we didn't have systems like Dreamcast that did this. So it was revolutionary at the time, not only the graphics, the controller, the memory cards, but online friggin' play.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Yeah. You're playing with other people. You get to play with your friends now at
Yep.
your house. That's that. You don't have to have a party anymore and have your buddies come over and have a sleepover. You can all be at your own houses every night playing together, which is this is the only reason why. As time is going on, like I'm like, man, I need to just break down and buy a freaking console or start playing because I'm like, oh, my buddies are playing. Like, oh, that shit was funny last night. Like Jordan fell asleep on his mic and he was snoring for like 20 minutes and then woke up and
This guy's
Like, I
eating
miss all
snacks
this.
the whole time. You just hear in your headset.
yeah. So I don't know. I'm almost breaking down because of that aspect of it though. Is the camaraderie, the playing with the buddies every night. And,
Well, you still can do that. I mean, you look
Yeah.
at now where you have guys who they're playing, they're streaming or whatever they're doing, and there'll be 4 or 5 guys in a room with their headsets talking like they literally are in the same room, and they're hundreds of thousands of miles
Yeah.
apart.
Mhm.
And
So
that same camaraderie, I can't even say camaraderie, same camaraderie is still there,
Yeah.
and you get the same interaction. So I like I like that now because it nowadays it still feels like it felt when I was a kid. Same
Yeah.
difference.
yeah, absolutely. So what was the jam on Dreamcast? Yeah, what did you guys play? Because I know I played some football on there. I think it was 2K. It was like the NFL
Yeah,
2K.
the 2K series.
It was funny because work done on that game. You could hit the jukes were like the 2 triggers, like the R and the L, and you couldn't tackle them. If you were in the middle of the juke, you couldn't be tackled. It was like
Yep.
a glitch in the game. So you could go into like a pile of like 10 defenders, and you just keep juking back and forth, and then you'd work your way through the pile and just pop out the other side and just be like, work done, breaking through. What do we got here? What came first?
So PlayStation in '95,
Okay.
Dreamcast in '99, PlayStation.
You were
2.
right.
Nice.
You were
PlayStation
right.
95.
You were right.
Come on.
PlayStation 95.
all right.
You said Dreamcast in 99.
Dreamcast is more powerful than
Okay.
PlayStation. That's why, because like when the system was more powerful, it came out after.
Did the Dreamcast have 2 sticks?
No,
I know
PlayStation
the
did have
first
memory
PlayStation
cards though
just had
too.
the
It had those
analog
little
on
ones.
the
You
end.
flip. So
Yeah.
that is correct. But the UMDs had a little screen on them that Tom had mentioned, so that was pretty neat and revolutionary too.
Yeah.
So I'd say Dreamcast, what changed the game for there, and WoW players, you can thank fucking Dreamcast for this. Phantasy Star Online was the first, really honestly, the first MMORPG,
What does
which
that
is
mean?
massively multiplayer online role playing
Okay.
game. So
That's
you were in a
everything now,
you were in a
basically.
world with
Yeah.
all other people all over the place, and it was just epic and big and huge. Now you have games like WoW or Star Wars, or I mean,
GTA.
yeah, Grand Theft, exactly, GTA Online, that you would not have if it wasn't for Phantasy Star Online.
Yeah.
And Dreamcast did that. So
So in the PlayStation realm here, is that when Grand Theft Auto came on the scene, right?
Grand Theft Auto 1 was for PlayStation.
For the first PlayStation,
And
right?
PC.
Okay, because that's
It was
kind of
a
your jam
bird's
right
eye
there,
view
Wes.
too. Yeah, it was a bird's eye view for the first 2.
No,
and then
PS2
the
was it
3
not,
started switching over.
Yeah.
I thought PS2 was Grand Theft Auto 1, 2, and 3.
I thought that's when it got hot.
no,
Was
then
it
he had
San Andreas
PlayStation
and,
1 was Grand Theft Auto 1,
1
and 2. Then he
Okay.
had 3 and
3
then
came
5.
on.
and then Vice City.
Ah, okay.
Badass. See, I played some of those games.
I was a Nico Bellic guy. That's the
I
Grand
love
Theft Auto I
GTA
liked.
4.
Yeah,
It
4.
Was, you know, you set in New York City. It was a
Is
good
that what
time.
it was? Okay.
Yeah, GTA 4.
Yeah,
I started with Vice City. I think it was my first.
Vice City
GTA
was a
game,
great game.
Great.
You know, for
It was like
my-
that Scarface kind of feel to it.
It really did have that.
It
Yeah.
was basically that. There was a mansion you could get at the end. It's like it looked like Scarface.
we had MySpace back in my day, and you had your backdrop just like Facebook does.
Yeah.
And mine, of course, was a dad and a son, and it had the Grand Theft Auto, and there's the hooker there,
yeah.
and it says
Yep.
it
Yep.
says fatherhood, and it says after you get with the hooker, kill her and get your money back. So that was my lesson to
basically
my
what
kids
you do.
growing
You
up.
said that. You
Every
said
time.
that on our page on comments,
Yes.
and I was like,
'Cause
this
now
guy's a weirdo. I don't know what he's talking about.
Nowadays, is it morally acceptable to kill the hooker and get your money back? I want to know what kids think today. Comment and let me know.
Yeah, we can
Can I
find
kill
out.
the hooker or not? I want to know.
I mean, in the game, it's just like, why wouldn't you? Right?
I'm redistributing the wealth. Come on, people.
yeah, I mean, get your money back.
Right.
Resource in the game, you need it.
Yeah, what are we talking?
You know,
This isn't
sometimes you
real
got like
life.
10,
We don't
$20
condone
more.
doing this, by the way. We don't condone.
No, not
killing
murder.
anyone.
No, I agree.
Murder.
That's why it's great
It's
when
in a
you can do it
game.
in game.
In
It's a
games,
game.
yes.
Exactly.
Not in real
okay.
life.
Absolutely. Good to bring it back down to earth here. Make sure that people know that we're not, some weirdos or anything.
It's a
like that.
sensitive topic, and you know what? Hookers are people too, guys.
Yeah,
All right? They're
absolutely.
there to
The
make a
oldest
living.
profession.
You know,
Yeah, the
Your
oldest
cars don't rock on their own. Come on, guys, get with it.
Right.
get with it or get lost.
And then
So-
the difference, like from Vice City, and then you go San Andreas. You know, Vice City and the ones prior, you couldn't even go in the water. You go in the water, you die.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or
yeah,
you flip the cars over, you die right away. Then San Andreas comes out, suddenly you got like 3-5 seconds, you can get out of the car, you're
Wasn't
fine.
there like a helicopter?
Or you
thing
can go
in
in the
San Andreas?
water.
You finally started to get some flying stuff too going on, or
Oh, San Andreas, yeah, you can fly planes, helicopters,
Helicopters, I
water
thought you were gonna
planes,
play.
like you
Yeah.
could jack a jet plane, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
know?
it's pretty dope. I mean, that kind of changed the game. I know I was a big Madden guy on PlayStation 2 as well, but
Yeah.
and I feel like that franchise has made so much freaking money.
Madden.
And I mean, they've been going for a while now. I mean, how many years? It was in the 90s when they first started.
30 years, I think it's Madden 30, if I'm not mistaken. I
Yeah.
could be wrong, but now it's microtransactions. Now a lot of games nowadays are pay to play. So I'm a casual player. I have kids. I got a family. I have to go to work. I don't have time. If I can dump 50 extra bucks in and have a bigger advantage than somebody who's playing without putting the money in, I might just do that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it doesn't. I don't want to say it doesn't feel right because I've done it,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it doesn't feel right. I want to earn it.
Yeah,
I want
I wanna
to overcome
Yeah.
it myself. But yeah, they've come a long way to, especially sports games. They're not the same. You used to buy FIFA, buy MLB, whatever it was, put it in, play it, and you would unlock guys as you go along.
Yeah.
Now it's here's $5. I have everybody in the game. So
Yeah.
why am I even playing this game anymore?
Yeah, it's like it's kind of true.
Pay to
It's like-
win.
We're gonna
Yeah.
play a little game here. It's
Essentially.
called "Which franchise has made the most money in
Ooh.
video games?" I know the answer to this, and we're
I
gonna
like
have
this.
all three of you guys guess.
All right,
what
I'll
the
guess
answer
first because I probably have the worst chance of getting it right.
is. Well, you'd be surprised.
So the most or highest grossing.
it's not
video
even
game-
close. Like this one supersedes everything.
I mean,
by
easily,
I think I'm gonna be wrong, but I
first
gotta
jump
guess.
at fucking
way.
Mario.
It's
I
like
I think Mario immediately,
it's
but I'm
I have
guessing-
my guess.
that's up there.
Okay, I'm gonna say Mario just because it's an easy answer.
Are we talking companies or like?
Franchise.
I
One
don't know.
name that is.
I
sold-
kind of want to go Activision.
no like a gaming franchise. So like a name like he said the Mario franchise.
I mean, Mario's.
Or like
the
Sonic or
Halo
something like that, yeah.
franchise, or right?
Well, it's not been guessed yet. So he guessed Mario. You know it's not
All right,
Mario.
let's go to you,
Mario's
Keith.
up
What is
there
your guess?
though.
Okay, I figured it had to be.
I'm gonna say Pac-Man. I'm gonna go
Pac-Man?
old because it's been around the longest.
Yeah?
That's not even on the list.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
But it's for arcades. It made a lot of money.
Or most
Okay.
the largest grossing arcade game that ever existed was Pac-Man.
Yeah, I mean, and that was early and often.
I don't know.
They had those arcade games everywhere. in
It's
the
it's
80s.
like when I say it, you're gonna be like, oh, but like it's seriously not even
All right,
close.
guess. Throw
the
us a
amount of
guess and see if
money.
you get it right.
It's
Come
a
on,
very,
just throw it out
very,
there.
very popular video game, but you would not really like think of it as profit wise,
Yeah.
like the most by a crocodile.
Wes, throw an
mile.
answer.
It's
out
a
there, man.
console or it doesn't matter.
No, just a game, a style.
So
Sonic or Mario.
pretty
or-
much like it came out for so many consoles, and
Yeah.
it's still super popular today. But like, I'm just gonna give you a guess. 'Cause I don't want to like hint at it. but
Go. What is this guy?
And people would go Mario
I
Zelda.
don't know,
I'm
so much. It's
completely
not even
lost.
close.
It's like,
All right,
I'm
let's
just
go.
thinking
I'm
way
surprised
too deep.
you being a
Way
Call of
too
Duty
deep.
player, I'm surprised you didn't say.
Well, I'm
that.
not gonna say Call of Duty. I mean, I know how much they made
Activision's
last
Call of
year.
Duty. Yeah, they own it.
Well,
you know.
Activision, Treyarch, and whatever else, the third
You can
one.
say Activision as an entire company, and it doesn't even come close.
Really?
to,
No.
Really?
to this franchise.
Wow. Okay, go.
It doesn't even
Drop
come
it on
close.
us.
So they're the top 1%.
It's like
I guarantee when you see
more
it,
than double of the next
Drop
one.
it on us.
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Pokemon's made $90 billion.
Oh, it's big,
Wow.
dude. It's way better than Digimon. Put it out
90
there.
Jay's over there,
dollars,
art
and there's a
director,
reason that
saying,
Nintendo
That makes
is
so much sense.
worth
Yeah.
so much money these days.
Did you guys play Pokemon Go?
I did not. I've
For a little
never-
bit.
I've
For a little
did,
bit.
You know.
I've heard it was cool.
You know, people meet people, marry people from it. Yeah.
Chicago, like, there were
It's
meetups.
AR when you're seeing the real world and then stuff on top of it. Is that
Yeah.
augmented
Basically,
reality?
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
augmented
it's
reality.
like constant
Right?
GPS kills your phone battery. But
Yeah.
like I said, when I was living in Chicago, like
That's
there
so
was
cool,
groups
though.
and you could like
Yes.
meet up, like there were bars.
There still
and shit.
is.
Yeah, people.
And
yeah.
you just go out and it's like, oh, there's an event, and then there's like 500 people there, and you get free food, and you're just trying to catch the same Pokemon and get your shiny, the odd colored ones. And it was a fun time. I met a lot of cool people there. Some of them I still talk to, but I can't get back into my Pokemon Go
I saw
account.
so many people walking in like random places
Yeah.
trying to
You
find
got killed or walked off cliff.
Because
Kid walked off
I
a
live
cliff
close
or
to the,
something
That's,
like
yes, people died playing
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
College
Or you
DuPage
take over the
campuses,
gym,
and,
like,
you would see people like
Oh, yeah.
walking into things.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
the best.
wandering
Red,
Job
blue,
used to
yellow.
be a
Yeah.
gym, and I just wait till lunchtime, and it's like, okay, some tenant took over the gym right now. I'm like, all right, we'll get ready,
And you had to time it. Like you had to wait.
It's like,
you
bitch, I'm
had
gonna
your
take
friends had
over
to
it.
come in and take it over. Yeah.
and
So, yeah.
I fuck them up.
You would have gyms like where you would go, like basically like I was in your school, so the gym was always at the school, so I would look every day to see what color it was, and everybody when you start the game you're a color. So
What team were you?
I was yellow. So
I was the blue one.
I was the bitch team,
Mystic.
whatever, it's fine. But my gym was yellow a lot, which was nice, but it was neat because you had to time it. You had to have your friends go in there, and it added another element to the game. But the big thing was the socialization people didn't think it would bring.
It put people
Yeah.
together.
People
And,
got
people got in
together.
shape, walking around trying to catch Pokemon.
Crazy
Yeah,
about
right.
that. I knew people like for the first 2 months when they allowed you to like drive in a car, they would like
Oh,
drive to
before they stopped that,
Wisconsin,
you could just
try to,
swipe
like,
it, hit a
them on the
Pokestop
side of the
while
road,
driving.
dude.
Right.
It was
Or like you're on the
crazy.
blue line or something,
There
going
was
downtown.
news,
You
there
can
was a lot
swipe.
of news stories about this. And
Yeah,
people
there was a
getting
lot of,
hurt.
like-
yeah. It blew up so fast. Dude, when it first came out, it was like all over the news. Everyone was talking about it. I mean, and it was funny because it hadn't been super popular in a little while.
I was waiting for it though since I was a kid. Like I played Pokemon on GBA, Game
Yeah.
Boy Advance, and
Yep.
shit, or Game Boy Color even.
Oh yeah.
I had blue, red,
Red,
and
blue,
yellow
yeah.
original, and then I bought them all through.
Is that what it really got started on with the Pokemon games?
the
Was
handheld.
those
Yeah,
handhelds?
you had the TV show.
Pokemon was
Pokemon
it
started
was its own thing before a video game.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a game.
Yeah.
It started on Game Boy.
Yes, red,
With
red,
the
yellow.
regular one.
That's what I
Yeah.
was wondering. Is I think that the first Pokemon game that was
I think it
made
was blue and red
handheld.
first, and then yellow came
Yeah,
next
yeah,
because then it
yellow.
went to color.
Then it
Yeah.
was like gold and silver.
Gold,
and-
silver, crystal, and
You know
then
what I had, too, was,
ruby, sapphire.
Yeah, whatever. Give two things that are close or opposites, and that's what's gonna sun, moon,
Yeah, the newer ones.
white,
yeah.
dark. Whatever. You pick two things, and they're gonna put Pokemon games behind it. But people still play them. They're still great games.
Yeah.
They're time killers. They're addicting, but they're simplistic and they're easy to beat. Like you have to figure. There's some knowledge to it, but any kid or any adult can pick it up and get hours of fun out of it. So.
Yeah.
So I was in junior high when this game came out, and like no one really knew what it was. There's one kid that had it. Like 2 weeks later,
Yeah.
it's like half of the class was playing Pokemon,
Oh, yeah.
trading them all, like learning the secrets. Like, oh, you
Yeah.
gotta go down the secret river to go get this Pokemon. It was
See, I
like,
don't even know how it's played. Like I know that
it's like an RPG. So like,
RPG.
it's like Zelda.
Role-playing
like, you
game.
just like
Okay.
oh, go to this bush and like go to
Yeah.
this
Four
person.
choices, and
gotcha. Okay.
It's Zelda, but it's
It's like an RPG.
it's easier. And it was more it was story driven, but it wasn't because you press the button so fast just to get through the dialogue, so you can move on, get the one clue. I know where it is. I'm gone. Just get
Yeah.
through it. So
You're trying to catch rare Pokemon, and you're like secretly holding your button down, hoping it helps, even though it doesn't matter.
the one thing
I
that
would totally do that. Just like stay in the goddamn Pokeball,
the one thing I'd like to see Pokemon do is I'm a big fan of RPGs. Hence the whoops shit up. Man down.
no!
Man down.
Oh man.
Beer wagon.
Oh, you know
yeah,
what?
we might need a
We
beer
might need a
wagon.
beer
I
wagon.
think
I
we're
don't know
good.
who's gonna pull it though. Wes.
Somebody's got to pull it.
Someone's got to figure it out.
Uh-oh.
Still there. So the one thing I want to see Pokemon do more is
Yeah.
when you talk to somebody, you move on. I want to see that dialogue influence the game. I want to see if you're mean to somebody, 3 hours later in the game, they come back and like cut off your leg or something cool. I want to see it infect. Oh, there it is. I love you guys. I'm coming here more often.
Take a sip.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
I think we're good. I'll toss it.
Beer
Here we
wagon
go.
Put over.
temporarily
Temporarily
out of
out of commission.
All right.
Tom is just an all-around guy here, jumping on the panel, bringing us beers. What a team player we
I love
have
it
here now.
But I want to see the evolution. I want to see Pokemon games grow up a little bit. I want to see an adult Pokemon game where I can get in, I can have fun, like Fallout. Imagine
Fallout is
seeing
amazing.
a full-size Pikachu with like half an arm and a claw and like blood goes out of his head. Hey, how are you doing? And talking to him. Like that would be cool. I know, granted, you're talking about Nintendo and it's probably never going to happen, but a guy can dream. He really can.
Yeah, it might not happen, but that's all you can have. We have our dreams, And
Yep.
we can sit
I
back
dream
and
for a bloody Pikachu. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe Super Smash. Maybe it's a power.
yeah, that's
up.
kind of something like
On
that.
Switch, they might do it.
Yeah, I mean, look at Smash Brothers. It's another game where you
That's
can
a
just
cool
pick up
game.
and play. And yeah, I'm embarrassed to say the very first one, I think it was N64.
N64,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right?
Sounds right.
Awesome. Great at it. My son said, Dad, can we play Smash Brothers? I'm thinking, sure, I'm going to whoop his ass. I'll put Captain Falcon punch all day. I'll get on there. 3 seconds later, I'm flying off the board.
Really?
Yeah, well, they got
Oh,
edge
so it's
guarding and stuff
dominating
now.
you?
You can jump off and fight somebody there and then still catch the guard and come back
And
up.
the best part was
Oh,
he
he's
would
floating around.
kick the shit out of me. But I said, let's play again. Let's play again. 3 hours later, after I lose 57 matches, still the greatest thing in the world. So, and the best part is you look at tournaments. These guys play Smash Brothers competitively. They play Call of
Still?
Duty competitively.
Yeah.
No
Like,
match
Still. They even
it-
go back to N64 and still play competitively.
Yeah, it's
I got a buddy
crazy.
that does
That's
that
true?
Still, yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, I didn't realize
I
that
played
there
a
was
lot
competitive.
of hours of Mario Party.
Yes.
Mario Party's
Oh,
good.
yeah, That's always a good
I
time.
liked Mario Party.
All those little,
Any of them.
side
Good for that.
games
Yep.
and
Yeah.
stuff.
The
Oh,
little
side
mini
games are some
games
of the
are like
best ones.
team versus. It's
I'm
one
just trying to
versus
remember
three.
some of those. There were some
1
really
on
good
3. Yeah, those
Yeah.
were awesome.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm trying to remember some of them, but yeah, they had a ton of them too. A lot of those
Every
little
year, man.
videos.
Every year
Yeah.
they still come
More
out with a
than
new
8,
one.
I think.
Yeah,
Yep.
that is a good one. I forgot about Mario Party. So, what's your favorite game on Dreamcast? We were talking about that. What did you play on Dreamcast?
Oh wow! See, that Dreamcast was the one system. I had an older brother, 5-year difference. So
Yeah.
he had a Dreamcast, and I was not allowed to touch it.
Oh,
So when he was
I know the feeling.
yeah,
okay.
when he would go off to his friends, I'd allowed to play it. But what
Oh,
I would
yes.
play is I played Sega Saturn, which came around
Sega
the same
Saturn.
time.
I remember this. Okay.
And my favorite game on Sega Saturn was a game called, there's 2 games. One was called Horde, where it was like a tower defense game where you had a house and you had to defense against these little goblins that came and you built traps and stuff. It was pretty cool. But the best game I loved on there was a game called Bug. It was a 3D platformer, revolutionary at its time.
Oh, yeah.
And you were just a little grasshopper guy. And you just walked around, and it was just a platformer, but the world would move and shift, and there was nothing like it at the time.
Gotcha.
Sega Saturn had the one thing. It was not a really good. It doesn't get a lot of respect, but the graphics on that console were pretty revolutionary. So
Really? Okay, yeah.
that game, yeah,
We're
it's-
playing it a little bit. There was a
spent
Frank
many
Thomas
hours.
game, I think. For
yes, Big Hurt Baseball.
Yeah.
Yes.
Baseball.
'Cause that
Yes.
was, I think, the only one I had. My uncle was the only one that had Sega Saturn, and he was a big Sox fan, and
Yep.
that was like the only game he had. But that's the only thing I know about Sega Saturn.
Yeah, that was
my
a great,
base of knowledge there.
great game indeed. Yeah, Sega Saturn was good. No, Dreamcast, no. That was the one console, unfortunately, that
You
escaped
didn't really play
me.
a ton
So.
of, yeah.
No, I wasn't allowed to. If I played it, I got the shit beat out of me.
Yeah.
So I stuck with my Sega Saturn, and I was happy. But I went back, not to skip a console, but TurboGrafx 16, another one
My
that's
dad had one I used to play
What is
all
it
the
called?
time.
TurboGrafx 16. That you
Called
can
that?
you can buy a mini one now on Amazon, and it was Bonk's Adventure was the I guess the Mario of it, and it was the graphics were nothing
Terrible?
could touch it at the time. It was like Super Nintendo on crack.
Yeah,
Really?
handheld system. I actually have one. I
They
should
have the
buy it.
handheld ones. It's a fortune too. And it was a little cartridge, a memory card like this big, and you would slide it in. And they had Bonk's Adventure on there, and they had a RPG called Final Lap Twin, where you would literally race a car, and you would beat a guy to get his tires, or beat this guy to get his engine, and you had to build your car up to win the world and make your dad proud. And
That's how it felt.
yeah, it did. It did. I'll play it today and pop it in, just like it makes you feel good when you get that end boss. But that was another console that does not get a lot of love, and it definitely
I
deserves
used
it.
to play
I didn't
R-Type
heard of this.
Yes,
on that.
the
Now it's like a
pinball
cell phone
game,
yeah.
Alien
I used to
Crush,
play R-Type on it.
Alien Crush and Demon's Crush or Devil's Crush. That pinball machine. Oh my God, hours and hours on end just playing that, trying to advance, and it's a fucking pinball game on a console, and I couldn't put it down. It was great.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Sounds good. I used to play some PC pinball. I know that
Oh,
was
PC
Space
pinball.
Invader.
Yep.
What was it called? It was like the main one. We got to
get, like,
sell.
Space
pinball
It was
or
like
something, I
Space
remember
Invader.
back then, yeah.
That's not the name. That's another famous game, but some kind of space related theme pinball. But I remember playing that
Early
quite
PC
a bit.
favorite off the bat, Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Yes.
That's what I
I
said
spent
that
so
earlier.
many hours playing that.
Yeah.
Like,
Did
oh,
you
boy.
ever do this though? Because I don't know if I was just a
the
psychopath.
start of the roller coaster? You got the loop, and then you don't finish the track.
Yes, and you launch them.
Or you can like
Right?
dig a hole
Yeah,
and
launch
like
'em
put a bunch of
all the
guests that
time.
were complaining, and you just stick them in the fence and leave them there.
Or you
Like
dig a
theme
hole
park.
and you drop
Roller
it.
coasters Or like you gotta build everything. Theme park was just like, oh, you just
Theme
buy
park was good
everything.
too. Yeah, theme park was another good one. That was it had its charm, but nothing like killing a bunch of random
That's
strangers.
what I'm saying. Just like, oh, sorry.
The launches of 20 people have just died at your park.
No, theme park was good for when you had to see
Your
the
security rating
kids
went where
puking.
your safety level went way down. After
Yes, yes.
Yeah. I used to love that the benches would get broken and like the street lights would get smashed.
You know, they came back out
yeah,
again for
I
your
gotta get
phone.
more secure.
I have it on my
benefits.
phone.
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
And it's
Like,
an,
I'm
it's an
literally
exact
still playing
port.
now.
Yeah.
Since it came back out, I was like, yes.
I might be checking this
It's
out.
a lot different. It's harder than the PC back in the day.
Oh, yeah,
on your
yeah.
phone,
Harder?
but- Yeah.
To control it, it's not as easy, but
You
I
know,
mean,
and you can't like move your maintenance guys and shit to fix
No.
your rides anymore.
It's like you
so
just pick them up and like drop
you get
them.
like a square territory.
and now when you play it on PC, the problem with older PC games now is when they port them over, they don't master them. So you're playing on a massive widescreen monitor, and Roller Coaster Tycoon is like 9:6.
Yeah,
So it's really small, and it's still great. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
it's not the same game. It's a different beast.
That sucks though because that one was so easy. It
Yes.
was so fun and like I just feel like the freedom of that game is like creativity wise, like to be able to build a amusement park that's so badass.
Yep.
Like I loved that game. But yeah, I really always strive for that cleanliest park award. You know, I made sure to have my janitorial staff on
Yeah.
fucking extra time. They were getting paid double time.
Clean park is
Yeah.
a happy park.
That's what you want. That's how you cut them happy. I always love the guys walking around with the green faces too, and you see them puke.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
that's okay.
Got a high nausea
Gotta make
rating
my
over there.
my ride more fun.
Yeah, I used to always think that'd be a good idea, and I don't know if they ever did this, but like you used to be able to go click on the guest and it would tell you like what they've done,
Their
what they've bought.
mood. Yeah. Or
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
person
yeah.
bought ice cream, or
I
this
always
boss.
go, wouldn't
Yeah.
it be sweet to be
You
able
could
to
name the
click?
guest too.
Yes.
Yeah. I always thought it'd be sweet to like if you could click on a guest while they're on a coaster and you could see like out of their eyes the coaster.
The newer version did
Yeah.
that.
Did
So
they? Okay,
they
yeah.
had a bunch of expansions, and one was like Luby Landscapes, and then the one
I
after
remember
that,
that one.
was they came out with where you can see it. But that was when the franchise kind of took a hit because it wasn't the same. It was a designing aspect and watching the people puke or whatever that made it fun and entertaining.
Yeah.
When you're riding a roller coaster, it was cool, but it wasn't the same
that-
as watching 80 little people get stuck in a hole because you trapped them.
I used to build the tunnels and they just go to nowhere.
Yes.
I used to like the tunnels. I used to build a lot of underground shit. You try to go with the coaster underground and shit. That
Yeah,
was
you
so
just
badass.
click and drag, make
Yeah,
a
you
mountain,
did-
and just
exactly.
run your
Or you run out of
coaster.
money.
Yeah.
You're so
Oh,
close
the
and you run
codes
out
are
of
big in
money,
that one.
and you had to wait. Like, oh yes, cheat codes exactly. Thanks PC for that.
Yes. Oh, the cheat codes
Add
on
another $1 million
that one.
to the budget.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. The budget just kept growing. It was fantastic. But that's funny when you were saying the cheat codes. That was probably the game I used the most cheat codes on personally. Was probably Roller Coaster Tycoon.
I think mine would definitely be any of the Grand Theft Autos. If
I did
Really?
use, yeah,
Like, I mean,
unlimited
I
guns,
have-
unlimited
I
cash.
got it right
yeah.
here. Like literally, if we go back to San Andreas, I still
You know
remember
that? You know the codes?
90% of the cheat codes. My muscle memory for how many times I played. it.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah,
see,
I had like
would
one.
not.
It came out a long time ago now.
20
I
years,
think it's
maybe.
almost 20 years now.
At least, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Right?
I had over a year of hours on that game. So,
That's
it came
wild.
out when I was in middle school, and I played it every goddamn day.
Yeah.
I completed it to 100%. Took
Yep.
a while, but like that's why I still remember them all.
Yeah. What were the main ones? It was like unlimited health, unlimited.
Well, yeah, you got your
ammo.
armor like this, and
Limited
then
guns?
all the way
Or was it
around.
limited guns?
There's only
But-
one cheat code you're ever gonna know: up, down, down, left, right, BA, select, start.
What is
The
that?
Konami code that has been synonymous with
Contra.
cheat codes forever. That's the code.
You never play Contra?
No.
Where like
I
two
never
people are
played
like
Contra.
running like side platformer where like you're shooting.
They had
stuff.
guns, and
With
they
the
were like
spread
this the whole time. So your guy always
Oh
looked
my
like this
God.
because he's holding a gun, and you were against aliens. There's Contra 1, Contra 2.
Okay.
The beginning is like everyone hears that knows exactly what that game is, but that was the first game really to use cheat codes with Nintendo, and that's that particular. You see people with shirts on it now, and there's
I have heard
references
the
in
name,
movies.
but I've
and
never played it.
yeah, I would say cheat code wise, mine would be Knights of the Old Republic on. Brian mentioned his Xbox was first. I had it on PC, and you could use the cheat codes to get the best, weapons and things in the game
Yeah.
because you basically were a guy and you customized it
Yeah.
to be a badass
Before
Jedi.
pay for play,
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
pay to win.
Yes.
Yeah,
And-
cheat codes. No, you
Now you have to pay for it.
You get
There's
a
no more
separate
cheat
skin
codes.
or
Yes.
an advanced gun.
Age of Empires, I used to pop a lot of codes.
Yes.
In that bitch too.
Oh, I was.
Give me that all that wood, all
I
that
didn't play
gold.
the first one, but the second one.
or the immediate builds. You click one hammer and the fucking place pops up.
That's probably one of the games I spent the most hours on. I was
Really?
just like highly competitive as a kid, and like we made a
That game was
clan and all
great.
that stuff, and we
Yeah.
are like facing like the top 5 clans with like we had some guy that
Yes.
we met that like taught us the game, and
Really?
he was like a wizard.
That's so
This guy
cool.
was crazy. And my buddy John used to play that. Like we used to go home, do homework. Do you want to call it doing homework? Play the game for like
Yeah.
till dinner
Yeah.
time, and then play another like
Yeah.
5 hours till you
So
went
you
to
were
sleep.
somebody's Age of Empires protege?
Pretty much.
That's
But,
awesome.
there's
though.
still a huge following to that game because they have
I
like,
bet
the
there
different
is. It's a cool
editions
game.
now, and like they have like tournaments for like $50,000,
Yeah.
$100,000.
You got to get that.
Crazy.
It's always about trying to fucking win the seas. You know, you got to get that fleet, that Navy fleet up. You know,
And knowing like what combats what, like they're coming to bringing the horses in, and I gotta combat it with pikemen,
yeah,
like all that, like all those little like details.
yeah, you know, way
going
better
on the
than I do.
hill, like
It's not how fast you click it. You have to know the
how
counterattack.
smart you can be,
Right.
Like with
Well,
moving
it's-
your units.
Strategy really comes into play there. Like a war general would think about, like, how am I going to outflank this guy, or get him to come in here where I want. I got him trapped, or
Micros and
there's a
macros.
lot
they're
of-
called.
is that what it is?
Yeah,
Yeah?
The way you click the buttons and how you do every little thing.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Competitive gaming, one of the first games was StarCraft that brought competitive gaming
Okay.
out. It was a real-time strategy, very similar to Age of Empires. But the problem with it was you would start a game, and the best players in the world had you beaten under 5 minutes. So this is
Holy
the
crap,
first of
yeah.
its kind. And in 5 minutes later, you got players who they knew what they were doing
It's all
that
about
quick.
those Borgs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What's a Borg?
The Borg Rush.
The Borg Rush. It was a quick, crazy game, but it was a game where it was how smart you were and how fast you can click. Now most of your competitive gaming is going to be MOBAs. With multiplayer, you have
League
a
of
team,
Legends.
League of Legends, things Dota, where it's team based. But then you get games like Call of Duty, where there's ways to have unfair advantages. I see this amazingly beautiful headset over there, and I'm
model
just
it really
thinking
quick,
about
yeah.
I haven't had one of those for 20 years just because I don't care.
Well, then
anymore,
other
but-
stupid advantages with the headsets. It's like normally a lot of them, when you don't buy the pro models, they got your bullshit knobs on the side, or you can get the Bluetooth ones. Well, the problem is when you're gaming forever, it dies. So this one plugs directly into the controller. Glad I brought it right here, and so it runs off your battery power on this. And these, they'll last you like 9 hours.
Right.
And then right here, besides on your settings on the station, you got your turn knob for your sensitivity and how it sounds in your ear right here.
That's
At your
nice.
fingertips. So,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
running around, you got a second, you can literally adjust it up or down and
Nice.
see what you got.
That's nice.
And it definitely, I guess you can classify this as a pay to win. Because, like, when you buy one of these, like,
Oh, you have an
definitely
advantage.
have
Oh, yeah.
an unfair
So
advantage.
you were saying, I don't know if
You
it was
can
off
hear
screen, but you were saying that you can hear
everything.
footsteps behind you.
Period.
If
I can
I'm
hear
sitting there
footsteps
hiding,
so far away.
I can hear somebody walking behind me. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to fire at them because I'm sorry. If you're going to think you're going to sneak up on me,
Yeah.
I'm going to turn around. I'm going to aim right at your crotch and I'm shooting you in the balls because I'm sorry. You think you got that drop, but that headset, no, that gives you the advantage. Definitely.
Absolutely.
And they've evolved. Like, it's, it's comfortable. It's got the secondary adjustments. So you just put it on your head. It's, you can pop them out, and if you've got a bigger head.
So who makes
whatever.
this?
Slide,
Who
it's
makes
made
this?
by Rig.
Rig.
Yep.
Shout out to Rig.
Yeah, they
Thanks
make
for
a
sponsoring
wonderful
us
product.
tonight, and
It's too bad we're not
giving
getting
that to
anything
us
for
for
it.
free. That was fantastic.
Yeah,
guys.
they're incredible system. No, but it's and once you start playing with it, you can't play out of your TV anymore. It's
Gotcha.
a huge difference. And even like sounds on guns, especially in Call of Duty, they sound different through the headset versus your TV.
Yeah.
It's more in depth. It's high definition sound in your ears.
You know what I thought was kind of funny?
It's wild.
I had my little brother over yesterday. He's a big gamer. He loves all the Call of Duty games. But he was talking to me. I got the 75-inch TV in my firm. I'm like, dude, we should hook you up. You can play on this TV. He's like, I don't want to play on this TV. I'm like, why? It's huge. He's like, I have to turn my head to like
Too much real
He's
estate
like,
to try to
dude, I
focus.
didn't want it in front of me. He's like, I put a small screen in front of my face. I can see everything here without.
I
he's
think I
like,
play
this
on a
is a nightmare.
42.
I'm like, oh my.
Yeah.
I
From
would
like
never-
maybe like
55.
3 to 4 feet away, I play on a 42. So perfect.
Yeah.
Well,
your
Call
peripts
of
are
Duty
catching
now, though,
motion.
You don't need it that big.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. He's like, I don't want to.
But
play on this screen.
there's an
Yeah,
advantage,
it's not
for
cool.
PC players with their convex,
Yeah, the
monitors they
little
got
rod
now.
monitors. That's cool.
And whatever else.
have
And it's like, I'm a console player. So
response
you
time.
can tell when you're playing a PC. Obviously this is cross-platform. Call of Duty is anyways.
Sure.
So you can see who you're playing against. And normally, you 9 times out of 10 you're getting spanked by PC players.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Like their shit moves so much quicker, and I have mine on pro settings, so everything I don't have auto aim or any of that shit. I do it myself with my sticks.
Sure.
They're high sensitivity, but you can't beat like a trackball mouse or any of that shit, and their muscle memory. They're just so much faster than you.
Call of Duty, the franchise has had wins and it's had home runs and it's had losses. Reason why, I'm again casual gamer. If I pick up a Call of Duty game and I die 15 times in my first match, the chances of me picking up again are not good.
That's why I've never played.
Right. Well,
Because I
but
get so frustrated.
here's what I'll say: the latest Call of Duty I picked up, thanks again to my son who said, "Dad, can I get it?" After 15 times asking me, I said, "Sure." So because
Like
whenever he gets
breakdown.
a game, I get it on my console because we're connected in the house, which is pretty cool.
All right.
No more having to buy 2 games.
That's badass.
So,
yeah.
downloaded the new Call of Duty. This is not the newest one that's coming out, but the one before.
Modern Warfare?
Modern Warfare.
Yeah, that's
And
what
I played the
Heard
original
that was
Modern
pretty good.
Warfare, was great, whatever. So I picked this guy. He goes, "Dad, go on this mode where it's shipwreck or shipyard, and it's a small map, and it's just nonstop death and action
Shipment,
and crazy
yeah.
Yeah, it's
The
a
new
great
version
game.
of it, yeah.
Right, but as I'm leveling up, the cool part is like you can level up your guns, so you can pick a gun that works for you, and then as you play with it, you get other advantages to that gun. So it completely levels the playing field for your professionals
Yeah.
and your lowbies. So I've been gaming for literally 36 years. And I put on Call of Duty. I think I have an advantage of knowledge and play and style or whatever. And I'm level 15, and there's guys in this level that are level 130.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there top of the leaderboard, and I'm just like, I like this game again.
Yeah.
Because Call of Duty realized that dads who gamed when Call of Duty
Mm-hmm.
first came out need a reason to game again. Let's give them a reason. Let's level it. Because my son is always going to be faster at a game than me. The older you get, the less speedy you are at reflexes.
Yeah.
So how are you going to level that playing field? Make it playable. And Call of Duty did that. So I'm hoping the new one comes out and does a lot of the
Cold War,
same
yeah.
thing.
The thing
Yep.
with Modern Warfare, anyways, and you referencing shipment, they do it 24/7. So you got your different game modes, and you can
Right.
have shipment, regular, or hardcore. Hardcore is you get nicked with a bullet, you're dead.
You're dead.
I play hardcore normally. So when shipment comes back on for 24/7, it's like, all right, cool. Well, I'm not going to play anything else. I'm going to do that. Like you just said, you can play that and get a shitload of kills and finish your gun.
And level up fast. Yeah.
And you get that done, and then it's like, all right, cool. Now let's go play Ground War, which is 50 versus 50, or Warzone, which is extremely popular now, and that's ridiculous. The thing I want to talk about that is it's like, all right, cool. You buy a base model PlayStation, what, you get 400 gigs. You buy a couple games, and then Call of Duty comes out with these big ass
90
updates.
gigs.
Next thing you know, you got to buy a 2 terabyte hard drive just to house
Yep.
all of these updates, and you can't even delete them. So, like, I'm literally sitting on a terabyte of just Call of Duty.
That's crazy.
And it's ridiculous. Back when like PlayStation 2 was out, you got those little 52 megabyte,
Your memory card expanded like you played more
Literally.
games, but it never filled up. It would last forever.
And now it's like you can't even do it.
You have
Even
a
Grand Theft Auto
terabyte.
5. Like it's 32 gigs just to run the damn game to start. And then all the
Is that
add-ons.
just because of graphics and stuff? And
Well,
like,
the graphics and the frame rate are there now.
'Cause I don't know.
That's
you
the
buy
thing.
a disc and it has like an eighth of the game on it. Everything else is updates
It's
and
all
patches.
they
and-
literally patch and update because you got hackers and everything else. And I got banned on Xbox 360. I JTagged it on Modern Warfare 1.
what
Before
does that mean, JTAG?
you do some shit to your motherboard and whatever else, and basically it's like you can run PC codes through it and create unlimited grenade launchers or invincibility or whatever, and you don't get killed. Well, I was running that for a year and a half before I got caught, so my IP address got banned, and I basically had to buy a new Xbox. So
Yeah.
I bought
You
the
get, like, the
newer
red
slim
light or something?
Xbox back in the day. No, you
Red
can
Ring of
fix it.
Death.
You can
Yeah,
fix
I've
the
heard
red
about
rings of
this.
death because they had U-shaped clamps on the heat sink board. So if you changed them to, I don't know, it's kind of like C shapes, and then you put new heat sink over it, you eliminate red rings of death, and your Xbox will work on the original ones.
Huh.
But then I bought the thin one, and I ended up JTagging that one too, and then I got caught up on Black Ops, Black Ops 2. But and then I was like, all right, I got to go to PlayStation now. 'Cause, and then it's
too
like,
hot over here in the Xbox.
everybody started on PlayStation. It was out before Xbox, and you get used to the, cross-eyed ass grip. And then you go back to PlayStation, and they're both, they're both right here. And you just get used to it again. And it's, I don't know, it's
See, I can go back and forth. I like the Xbox. Again, I have bigger hands. I'm a taller guy, so I
Yeah.
like that bigger controller. But the PlayStation, I play a lot of my RPGs on there. I like the processing power. I like the graphics.
Mm-hmm.
When I want to play a first-person shooter or a sports game, I'm going to play Xbox. I like that bigger controller. But it's interesting to hear you say that how you like the differences between that, because you would never think, gamers would think like that.
Well,
but that's
especially
true.
like I'll snipe, and I'm a whatever it's called, quick scoper.
Yeah.
So it's like I like the position of this being right here, and like the PS4 one. I mean, you can't really see it, but you can literally just slide on this and just snap aim. You don't even actually have to push the top one in, but from here to here, it actually is a difference, especially if you're, just flipping around like.
But see, you're the guys that when I play
I'm the
a game,
asshole that's
I
gonna
want to
piss
kill
you
you every friggin' moment of the
I'm
game.
a motherfucker that runs
And
around with a
all I'm
shotgun,
gonna do,
too.
trust
I'm
me,
one of
so
those
am I.
guys.
I'm
I don't
definitely
camp
that
in the
guy.
bathroom. I'm gonna have the shotgun in your face every time.
Oh yes,
My shotguns are platinum. on Call of Duty
shotgun
right
on
now.
hard line.
Look
and
me up,
just
crawling
boom, boom,
otter.
boom.
Find me.
Crawling otter. Okay.
Crawling otter.
And
Look
what
me
was
up.
yours again?
Long dong von Hugenrad. So again,
Say
that's
it one more time for me.
long dong von Hugenrad.
See, you gotta have them.
You got to get the spelling correct. And if you cannot find me on Long Dong von Hugenrad, I'm usually on Huge Penis Man. But either way, they both work out pretty well. So, because the best part is I'm already going in with an advantage. Because if you walk into a room with that name, somebody's already laughing or just
Yeah.
you're the
Exactly.
target, and they're going to come right to me, Dad. Pip pip Dad. Pip pip Dad.
The
Fine,
new feature,
done.
I don't know if you can hear it through headsets, and obviously I play PlayStation, but when I have this on and like I'll kill somebody on the other team, you can briefly hear them for 3 seconds after you kill them.
Oh, man.
So it's like, this motherfucker, or whatever. And like, it's funnier when it's a little kid.
Yeah.
And then you can hear his buddies start to bitch to you. They're, dude, you suck. He's like, fuck your ass. It's like South Park
I was
through
gonna
your
say, it
ears
sounds
for
like
3
South
seconds,
Park.
and then it's over. And you're just like, you just feel really good about yourself afterwards,
Okay, so what's your gamer tag?
From the crypt.
From the crypt.
There you go.
All right, I like that
Been
one.
that way for quite a while.
That's been your thing. You haven't changed
All
it.
platforms,
Yeah.
everything.
There you go.
Possibly silent on
Keep it
board.
nice and easy, and everyone
PC
can
to
find
console to anything that's out there.
you. All right,
Don't
sounds
steal
good.
it.
Well, what I want to do here really quick is we're gonna take a break, but I also wanted to show off my my haircut.
Oh,
So,
boy.
Oh, that's
Go
a-
see
that's a sexy
Marty.
haircut.
Go see Marty in Franklin Park at Hair Apparent. See him. He's on Grand Avenue. Check it out. Marty needs our help. Times are tough with the COVID.
Oh, yeah.
He's been cutting my hair for 15 years. I always get a fresh cut.
Yeah,
It always
I
looks
saw
good.
that video you
Well,
posted. I
yeah,
was like,
first
what,
cut,
what,
you know.
are they like sponsoring you or who?
No,
is
no, he's a fantastic human being. I've been going there for so long, and I have loyalty for stuff like that.
That's
We're
fine,
like,
man.
oh,
That's
yeah.
great.
same guy's cutting my hair. I got to drive to Franklin Park. It's not super close to where I live now. It used to be more convenient,
It's
but
worth a drive.
check it out. It's an old school barber shop. It's $15 for a haircut.
Nice.
He,
Ain't bad.
he shampoos and used to do the hot towel, but COVID now
No hot towel.
trying to
hot
screw the
towels.
hot towels out. But it's still giving you a
Integrity
shampoo and a
Farms.
cup for $15. So
Integrity
absolutely.
Farms.
Oh, we're about to cut out of this segment. We'll take a we'll take a beer wagon. Hey, look at that.
Apparently, this
like that.
Oh my gosh! Thank you very little.
I like the Bulls. I like the Bulls championship hat here. Who do we got pulling this thing? Oh, we got Schmitty over there pulling it. Well, we'll crack this one in their honor.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
To the beer wagon, the Bonfire Banter, to you guys for sitting out here through the elements. Thank you so
Always.
much. We're gonna get Tom back in on this next segment, and we're gonna see who draws a short straw between Keith and Bryan here. So
All right, sounds
we'll
great.
see you here soon. Bonfire Banter coming right back.
Playing our own video game.
All right, I think that's enough time has passed now for one to go. Anyways, we're back. Bonfire Banter, segment number 4 here. We got Jay back on now, our art director.
How's it going?
Jay just popped out some new swag for us this week. We got the mugs, got the shirts, we got some stickers going. So thank you so much, Jay,
You're welcome.
for getting that done. I also got this headset on. It makes me feel like I'm much more badass than I was last segment. The other thing I wanted to say was Keith and Bryan, they're both streaming. So we want you guys to watch them. Check them out. Keith is at Casual Daddy. I wouldn't expect anything else after hearing his other tagger name. And he's on YouTube. He was saying that if you like horrible language and good gameplay, check him out. And then we got Bryan Pawlowski he had said it earlier, but From the Crypt, and he is on Twitch. So check them both out. They clearly know what they're talking about. So thank you to those guys again for coming out tonight. That was fantastic stuff they were talking about. But Jay, I want to kind of pick your brain a little bit here. What's your jam? What do you play? What's your
Well,
biggest?
I'll just
Best
start by saying
lately.
this last segment watching, you guys talked about Pokemon. And
Okay, you're a big Pokemon
that's-
guy.
That's
You were over there.
that's up there with Star Wars. for
Are you
me,
the
like,
Pokemon master?
I want to be.
I want to be.
I want to collect them all, catch them all.
Catch them all.
But like, people don't realize. Like, I mean, I still remember the day my dad took me in the middle of the night because the games were impossible to find.
Yeah.
choosing red or blue.
Yeah, it was a big decision.
And I
What'd you
chose
choose?
red. And
Yeah.
from day one, like every game.
Isn't that the Matrix? I thought.
No,
Pill or blue pill?
that's drug.
Yeah.
But like even still today, like I still pick the red game or the red Pokemon. Like it's still the state. I'm 33. I was in 6th grade when that shit came.
Yeah.
out.
That one
You know, like-
decision you made all those years ago, still
And I'm
affecting you
fucking
today.
Still hooked.
Red, blue, who would have known?
What is this?
Basically, how Pokemon comes, like every time they come out with a new game from day one, they have 2 versions. It's basically the same game with some minor differences in Pokemon. So
Really?
you have to make the choice
I
of
never knew this.
essentially what
They want you to buy
Pokemon do you
both.
want. Yeah,
Yeah.
like you still,
Yes.
you still get
That's
the
a
same.
smart move.
Yeah.
You still go through the same story for the most part, and you still
Yeah.
get the same starting Pokemon, but it evolves beyond that.
Differently.
Yeah,
To catch them all, you actually have to trade with the other version
Right.
of the game.
it's a very.
Because some of them are
it's-
Pokedex locked. where
Is
you
there any
can't
like
get
really
them.
catching them all? Is that like
Oh
a
yeah.
thing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the,
Well, and
like,
missing no
there's-
too on the
there's a
glitch
thing
on the
called-
old ones. Yeah.
There's a thing called the National Pokedex where, like, nowadays.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
for
okay.
real. It's for real.
Well, like,
Smithsonian.
so-
Smithsonian.
so
I
for
wish we
example,
had one.
Yeah.
Like, just say, here it is.
Here it
So,
is.
for
Here's the
example,
National Pokédex.
We got a Pokedex.
when a new Pokemon game comes out, they're not going to have every Pokemon in that game.
Yeah.
So after you beat the main story, they give you a national Pokedex, which then you go into different worlds or trade with other people and this and that. Like, what people don't realize is Pokemon was one of the first social interaction games. You were trading via the link, the Game Boy Link, via the Pokemon cards, and the movies. Like, all of it just took off, and that's
Yeah. I was confused for a second.
Yeah.
I thought
And
you
it was
said you could buy
handheld.
Pokemon cards
No.
with the link.
no.
We may
Oh,
need.
no.
No, it's literally a link from Game Boy to Game Boy.
Yeah.
And then back then, they didn't have backlighting on the screens
Yeah.
for the handheld. So you had this thing called a worm light.
Yeah.
It was
like you
halfway
for reading
decent,
a book.
you know, or
Like,
you're in the
like
car
a
with your
word that
parents
goes
and like,
over
hey,
It
hand.
was
the
something like that for
fucking light
Game
off.
Boy.
Yeah. Well, that's what.
It was a magnifying
yeah,
glass.
Pokemon
and a-
started.
Oh, they had
Okay.
the screen
Game Boy.
flipped
Oh,
out
yeah,
too.
and-
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
essentially now, like, I only own a Nintendo Switch. Like, I own other games besides Pokemon, but I only bought a Switch
To play
for
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I
And
didn't know
like
that
fun
was
on
big
yeah,
Switch, though.
and like you guys were talking about future Pokemon. I want virtual reality Pokemon. Like,
Wouldn't
we're
that be
talking.
great?
That's the other thing I kind of really wanted to talk about was Oculus Quest
Yes.
or any kind of
We
VR.
were gonna try to film that.
Yeah.
Today,
Yeah,
but I don't know
it
if that
just
worked.
would work out. But
That's good.
essentially the Oculus, I played it. A guy I work with, he gave me his to use for 5 minutes. Like, that's all I was playing.
Yeah.
But it was a Star Wars game, and I was like, it was the most
sold.
mind blowing thing. So I went out, spent $500 on it the next day. Yeah. And here's what sucks. I bought this in July this year. 2 weeks after I bought it, they announced the second one.
No, it always works.
And then the second one is cheaper than the I'm like, motherfucker.
that's-
But anyways,
They're hitting it
still
both ways. Yeah.
still the future of VR is amazing. Like back when we were kids,
That's where it's going.
VR
right?
was terrible.
Dude,
remember,
we didn't have touchscreen back then.
Well,
None of that shit.
no.
We had rotary phones in the
but,
kitchen.
but like remember VR games even this is even more modern than what I'm thinking. But like they would have those individual game sets you put like Buck Hunter in, and you're looking around.
Oh,
like,
boy.
But it was cheesy. Or
Yeah.
remember Nintendo tried to do their VR.
Yeah.
it was like
we were
all
talking
red.
Earlier. Yeah. The,
I think they failed
Virtual
with
Boy.
Wii.
Yeah.
Personal opinion. I mean, Switch is
You
way
think they
better.
feel
Well, no,
Wii
U.
was the
No,
precursor,
Wii
but
did that.
Switch
No,
murdered it.
well, no, the Switch
That
murdered
was
it.
years
but
later.
Wii,
I mean, the Wii was fucking
the Wii
12 years ago.
is probably
or
still
something
today
like
the
that.
number one
Yeah,
selling
it's-
unit ever.
I mean, they had the start,
The
but
Wii U
Yeah.
stuff.
Switch is way better.
The Wii U
I
was
could
Obviously,
see
yeah.
that, but yeah.
the Wii U.
I
was
never
where
had
it
the
bombed.
U.
Have you
Not
have you
me.
seen the Valve Index for the VR?
No.
What is that?
So Valve made their own VR headset.
Uh-huh.
Valve, they make Half-Life. Have
Valve?
you
Yeah.
ever heard of the game
Yeah.
Half-Life or Team Fortress Classic?
I have seen videos on
Counter Strike.
it. Yeah.
But the main cool thing is in the controllers, where most of them, like you hold on control and you have buttons on them, right?
Yeah.
And that's how you grip to move the hand. This,
Okay.
it straps to your wrist, and you don't hold on to controllers because the controllers
just
have
like-
sensors in them. So as you grip them, it senses each individual hand.
Oh, wow.
So you can actually like flick people off in it.
Yeah.
You know, you
So
could
it's
do
like
this. Yeah, and you can do
adaptive
like
monitoring.
yeah, and you can pick things
Wow.
up with just your fingers like this. You
Wow.
know, like
Like
and
this.
stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. You can sit there and do that all day.
You got me. You got me.
Yeah,
But
Got
like,
them all.
You got me.
virtual reality, it's so mind blowing. Like everybody's like when I bring it up, like, oh, I put the thing in the phone. Like the phone is
Yeah,
the
it's
novelty.
totally different.
Like, I mean, getting lost in VR world is the shit. Like
I've never done it.
I'll admit this. The last time I did shrooms. I put my VR headset on, and it was
Oh, shit.
fucking amazing.
I would lose my
I
goddamn
can
mind.
imagine.
It was-
I would lose my
great.
goddamn
I
mind.
can
awesome.
imagine that being a little wild.
You're
Now
finding
I'm
me
gonna pre-
slumped in
I'm
the
gonna- I'm gonna
corners.
say this. I've barely done mushrooms, like not a lot.
No, we're not. We don't
Yeah.
condone
No.
illegal drugs. But if you're watching this from Oregon,
Yep.
from Oregon
I
to
was in Oregon
Colorado,
when I did this.
then we do condone it. But,
Depending on what
It was just
state
this
you're
past
in,
week. I was out there. It was
depends on our choice of
depends
morality.
on where you're watching.
Yeah.
but like VR and all this stuff in Pokemon, like what I was thinking of is how it's bringing people together that are across the world.
Yeah.
You know, and now
It's
streaming,
amazing.
like streaming's huge.
Did you know that the Pokemon IP, might have to be fact checked on this, but I'm pretty sure is larger than Star Wars, Star Trek, and everything else combined.
Yeah, I don't think
I
you're
see what you
wrong.
mean.
I think
Like
you're right.
the intellectual property, like the name Pokemon
Yeah.
is bigger than Star Wars.
Well, I mean,
like
Brian was
everything
talking
else,
about
like,
that. That was
combined.
the most grossing title or
Yeah,
series of games.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it makes
Yeah,
sense to me. that,
it's insane how big Pokemon, especially because
again,
it's over in
all over
China
the
and
world.
Japan. Yeah,
Exactly. I think that's where you get all those big numbers. Is that it's not just the United States
Right.
playing. And I don't know. Like, is Call of Duty like big all over the country?
not
Around
really.
the
It's
world?
more
I
of a
mean,
U.S. thing, I think.
No,
right?
I mean it
But,
is
like,
everywhere,
Pokemon's,
but like
very
Pokemon is global.
Asian.
Yeah.
It's
I feel like
Call of Duty is compared. They made a shitload of money.
Was
but
Pokemon bigger actually overseas in like Asia and stuff like that before it was big here? Or
It was
it
big in
yeah,
Japan
yeah,
that's where it's
first,
from.
right?
Like
and then it
That's
came
what I
There
here.
is a comic, didn't it?
it was
Or
it was
had comics that came out alongside it.
basically
something.
like
mangas.
it came out, like the Japanese cards came out before, the Japanese
That's
game
cards,
came out
not the
before,
comics.
like, and the show, like all of it came out in Japan first because that's where it was. And unlike most other things like Transformers, that was in Japan too, but that was something completely different. Pokemon's one of the very few things that America brought over and kept it the same outside of changing the language, of course. But
Yeah.
Well, the thing too that I gotta ask, maybe one of you would know, is like their battle with Digimon back in the day.
Digimon isn't.
It's
even
like,
touched.
all right, where did they come from? It was kind of the same concept, but Pokemon got
I don't
it
know
right.
if Digimon was older or younger. or how
I
they
think it came.
about.
I found out about it afterwards, and it like there were people like, "Oh, I'm gonna play this. Or I'm gonna play Magic." Or I'm
Yeah,
gonna do
well,
this."
yeah, it was a card game back then, and it's
Yeah.
like, all right, cool. Well, if there's so much shit going on with Digimon, I thought that Pokemon was easier.
Yeah.
You could just get into it,
Well, and Pokemon also had.
and then the series came
Monopoly.
out right away.
They had TV. They had your cards. They had your
Yeah,
video
everything.
They literally, yeah.
games. So they
were
had toy,
Monopoly.
video, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
a good way to get money from you. and a lot
Could
of
you
different
imagine
angles,
just like having a Charmander is just his pet? And he just lights a fire every time for the show.
See you later.
Be incredible.
Adios.
Brian,
Brian.
thank you
Later.
so much. He's got his cooler here. This guy comes so prepared every time. He got a parka tonight. He had like his own personal cooler.
I know he's got a heated coat on.
Yeah,
I don't
good.
know.
Yeah, Brian was on the VIP list tonight. He got a mug and a shirt and everything. So
Hey, and the beer episode's dropping this week, so he's gonna.
yes. So
Nice.
we're actually be dropping our beer episode that we shot weeks ago, and because of some technical difficulties while we were shooting that one, it was very difficult to edit. So thank you to Joe Peacock, my brother, who's been editing that one for about a month now, and has finally gotten to the point where he feels good about releasing it. Which, applause to Joe for carrying that much. Let's give him a round of applause. So thank God he
started
he cares
that slow
much
cap.
about this.
You did.
But Brian's episode is going to be dropping the Oktoberfest one, and then usually we've been pumping them out within a week now. So you're going to see Brian on both episodes and why he got that VIP treatment tonight. You're going to see both reasons why here very soon. So, Jay, because you jumped back on here and it's your first segment, I'd like to say, what is your first game that got you addicted to games? What was your
Sonic the Hedgehog?
Sonic the Hedgehog? Okay,
Like,
we'll talk about it a little bit.
I grew up like how I grew up. My aunt, who had kids, so my cousins, they had the Nintendos.
Yeah.
My dad had the Sega Genesis or the Sega Master System. That was
I didn't
way
know
before
about
that.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was red. It was terrible. But then Sega Genesis, like still to this day, like I have a Sega Genesis at home. NBA Jam, like
Yeah.
those
Jam
two
is
games,
pretty sweet.
like I think is what got me into the gaming and like hooked it. Crash Bandicoot, like I remember back in the day,
Crash
me and my best friend, anytime that new one came out, him and I stayed up all fucking night to beat that game.
Yeah.
And it was a bitch sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, that
Crash,
think-
you talking about?
yeah, Crash Bandicoot, yeah. That's I know later on in like
Yeah.
PlayStation, but
The game that I could say I had probably a clinical addiction to, like literally a clinical, was
I wanna hear
Diablo 2.
Diablo 2.
Yeah.
Oh, Wes, we need your keys. I know, production. Gee, this is
Gee,
You're wrecking the whole thing.
Yo, toss me those cigarettes.
Toss me those-
Anyways.
What are they? You got your
See 'em.
keys in here?
No, my cigarettes are in there. I think. Oh, damn it. Are they there?
Oh, I don't know where you got your
Well,
shit.
Thanks,
So-
Richie. You fucked it up.
So what were you saying, Tom?
Good to go.
No, a game that I'd say I ever got addicted to.
Yeah.
Was Diablo 2.
So
and-
what is this kind of game? I don't even know.
So it was a PC game. It was it gets called like an isometric view where you're kind of up top, but it's not like Age of Empires where you're controlling multiple people. You just have
Okay.
one unit, and you basically click, and your character runs around. He fights these spawns from hell, these demon sons. The whole point is to travel all throughout hell and get to Diablo and and
Okay.
kill him. But it was one of those games that had the loot drops where you get really good items, really rare items,
Yeah.
the more you killed, so you do these runs where you'd do Diablo runs or Mephisto runs where you just play through and just grind these levels trying to get
Yeah.
these drops and
Okay.
stuff. But what it was playing with friends. It was
Okay.
dial up, connection, friggin' modem, getting on and playing for 4 or 5 hours with my friends
Yeah.
until late at night, all the time, every single day for probably a year and a half. And then since then, I've looked for that high that I got from playing that game. I've never found it again in any game that I've found.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But that you reminded me, like another old game like that I would say is on there with Sonic is Doom, Duke Nukem, and Hexen.
Duke Nukem.
Oh, I was
Hexen.
going to bring up Hexen. I got one more to add
Dude,
to that. Did you
and
guys
my-
ever play Torok?
Yeah, oh yeah.
My
They need a
dad,
new one.
that was the first game I ever knew that you could play online against somebody. It was Hexen. And like
Dude,
you had
Hexen
to go
was
through,
brutal. I
you
had
had to
it
go
on
through like
N64.
MS DOS and all this other crap. Like kids today are not going to MS DOS.
Oh my God.
But Duke Nukem,
Yeah,
that game was the shit.
Seems like the day I learned MS DOS is when they dropped Windows and I didn't need to know it anymore.
I don't know. Yeah, MS DOS is way over my head.
You just had to type command. Like you couldn't click on anything on a PC. You
Yeah.
had to type like the
A
drive
little
that it was
command,
in, and then like the little code file it was in, and then like .exe to run the program.
Yeah,
And
Like,
now
you
you can
couldn't
just
just click on everything.
download a game in seconds.
yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild where this is going?
Yeah.
Especially with those cartridges again when we're talking about blowing.
Well,
in
actually,
and-
it was one thing I was thinking about bringing up
Yeah.
a little bit was piracy, which
Yeah.
is real rampant in the video
Yeah.
game world, and I will admit that I've done my fair share.
Yeah.
of traveling
I
Download
did
these
about
free games, yeah.
JTAG on the Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there too.
So,
That's why I switched to PlayStation.
but the
represent.
market is
Don't do it
responding
no more.
and making it a lot easier to just buy it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's getting to the point where I'm like, if I go through this, I run the risk of getting a virus, I run the risk of not
Yeah.
getting the file right,
It's like it's not worth.
or I
it
just
anymore.
click this button
Yeah,
and it's downloaded,
game,
streamlined, and it's downloaded
done.
fast, and I
Yeah.
have it. Same with
safe and it's
movies.
good,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I don't have to worry about anything. I just $2.99 to rent it, and like click,
All right,
or
let's just do it. Yeah,
or like the like I know Xbox and the console's doing it, but PC's been doing it a while with their subscription-based services like Xbox Game Pass. You pay $9.99 a month, you get access to 200 games that you can just play
That's
whenever you
wild.
want. Kind of
Yeah.
like
The
Sega Channel.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's same exact
much
concept
better
now. Yeah.
price and
Exactly. I
amount
was
of
like-
games.
I think it was $60 or $70 for
No,
Sega Channel.
it was expensive.
month.
I know that because I know that my parents did not keep it for very long.
No, yeah, I
we
think
didn't,
we
didn't
cut it
have
for
it
6
for like a
months.
year or anything.
Yeah.
Well, that's like kind of like driving down here today, just in case I came on, which I'm stoked that I came on.
Hell yeah.
I was thinking like piracy about games and how far like digital, like the new Xbox has a game system. You don't even need to put a disc in anymore. You
Yeah.
can just download it. So I was thinking, what caused that? Essentially, I thought brought it back to Napster. Napster not only changed music, because now you
Oh,
can
yeah.
you
Oh,
can
you're not
pay
wrong,
everything.
actually. Wow.
Half the time
Yeah,
you get
hell
free
yeah.
music with
I was
your
actually
yeah.
watching something just like they were bringing that up. I think it was on the history of Napster
Yeah.
or something like that, and how it revolutionized everything
Yeah.
within the market
Because
with
now,
digital distribution.
now
Makes
in the
sense.
seconds you can download a fucking game, music, movies, all because we were doing it illegally. We were doing it
LimeWire.
and like and now
LimeWire,
like
yeah, that
torrents
works. Yeah.
torrents have been kind of the newest
Freeze
things. And see, here's the other thing. It's like now you download these things you through Comcast. You're using Comcast. Now they're going to send you a letter say,
Cease
"Hey,
and desist,
we
unless
know
you
you
got a
downloaded
VPN.
Batman. We know you downloaded Batman. You do it again, your service is gone.
Yeah.
Like and
Yeah.
you're screwed."
My
That's why
brother
I got
got
a
hit up by
VPN.
Napster. Joe,
Yeah.
he got hit up
Hide
by
my
Napster
IP.
after a little while. Of like, you downloaded all this stuff. Like, we know you did it. Blah, blah, blah. You got a letter from him. He's like,
Well,
oh, shit.
Let me tell you something. One time I had gotten like 27 cease and desist orders from Comcast. I
Really?
didn't know they were in my junk file. They never do anything.
Really?
Yeah, they're just like, please stop doing that. Will you please stop? Come on. I see you downloading all this
We
porn.
know you're doing
Please stop doing it.
Come
Wow.
on,
Yeah.
just stop it already. But they're not gonna stop taking your money.
No.
No.
As long as I'm still paying them all that money, like,
Yeah.
please.
Like,
Yeah.
how long until like I know they have like GameFly, which is like basically on-demand games.
Yeah.
But like, how long do you think you wait until it's like there's a Netflix for games where you can
That
just
it literally already is.
Some
Like
of the games,
Xbox
markets.
Game Pass, PlayStation Now, I think has it, and then for instance, Ubisoft has their own. I think you pay $14.99, you get access to
That's
their
crazy.
entire Ubisoft catalog.
Wow.
EA has it where you pay, I think, $14.99, you get access
That's
to their
awesome.
entire, or not entire, but a rather large chunk of their
Yeah.
EA catalog.
Huh.
They all
My-
have these subscription
Smart. I mean,
services.
it's the next progression of this
Yeah.
thing. I mean,
you bring up
Yeah.
EA. My favorite EA game is SSX Tricky.
what is that?
Is that the
Snowboard
snowboarding one?
game.
What is that
Snowboarding
come
one?
out
Yeah,
on?
that's a good one.
I think it was
64?
PlayStation or
Oh.
it was probably on that. But I like
Yeah.
so
I think it's 64 in it too, though.
Yeah.
how my like everybody has a history of their consoles.
Yeah.
My main consoles. I'm not going to include Game Boys and stuff like that because it was basically
Yeah.
for me it was Sega and then it was PlayStation. Like I skipped Dreamcast. My stepbrother had it. We had Sega CD, which was kind of a joke. But Sega, PlayStation, and then I went on PlayStation. I had an Xbox here and there.
Yeah.
You know, I sold them, got them. You know, GameStop rip off. But anyways, so I've been more of like PlayStation type thing. So like, there's certain. That's the other thing is like there's certain games that like I never grew up playing because I never had an Xbox at this time or a Nintendo at the time.
Yeah.
I forgot where I was going with the rest of
Well,
that.
You know what's
Yeah.
crazy about? He was saying though, it's like with
Oh, the Game Pass.
I don't know if he was going there, but he's like he couldn't have this because he had this station and that. It's like PlayStation has ran the baseball scene.
Oh, yeah.
Xbox
And that's
doesn't
why-
have one.
And that's why I was
That's right. I forgot about that.
PlayStation
MLB the
owns
Show.
that
time.
market.
For a
Not
long
anymore.
time.
Not
I don't know
anymore.
why, but
Not anymore. Next year that changes. Next year you will
it's
have
about-
MLB
I mean,
the
they've
Show
owned it. It's about time.
on Xbox. MLB the Show outside of RBI 2005 or 8 best baseball game series out.
Do you remember going to the Burger King over in Elmhurst?
On
over
York?
here?
In
Yeah, in
York?
York, and playing that it was, I can't remember, it was a real Sega game, but it was a baseball game, but they're all robots and stuff. And you can like jump really
Oh,
high
yeah,
up in the
yeah,
air with
yeah.
like rocket boots and shit. And they had an
I don't
arcade
remember that.
inside the Burger King.
Really?
Yeah,
I
that
don't
like you could
remember
sit
this.
there and play like while
Yeah,
you're waiting to get
that's
your
badass.
food. Yeah, I remember that.
I don't remember that.
What's some of your favorite? Did you play Sega?
I did.
Anybody?
I
What's
never
the-
played Sega. I was
I
N64.
Like I
I put
played.
Sega.
I played them all. Like
Sonic
but
was my jam.
Sonic,
Yeah.
Altered Beast.
I'd say the game I played most of was Sid Meier's Pirates. Like I played a shit
mentioned
or
that
General
earlier, yeah.
Chaos. Yeah, we
See,
were
I don't
mentioning
know
that
about
earlier.
that.
General Chaos, the Haunting Poltergeist, like all those.
I've never heard of any of those.
General Chaos was great.
So
It was like
crazy
these
to
little
me.
army guys that would
Yeah.
like fight. Like,
There was a PC game I had played one time when you have this little crew and you have like specialty army guys and you have one of them like a diver and one of them is like the beefy dude. He's like fucking throwing
probably
people around.
Commandos. It sounds
Something
like
that.
Commandos.
Yeah, and you like have to be stealthy and there's like
Yeah.
guards and you have to like go up and,
And your
like,
character's
murder
like
'em and
this
drag
big.
the bodies out.
You're like characters like only this big, right?
Oh, yeah,
Like,
they're
and you're
tiny.
like you
Yeah,
like
yeah,
click them and you.
Yeah, and they
You
do
walk
little
through- that was-
specific jobs and stuff.
I'm almost 90%
Commandos
certain that
sounds-
was Commandos.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and my brother got into that one for a little while. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember
game.
that game too.
Yeah,
That game
real
was hard.
strategic again too. Is like you have
Yeah.
to know who you got in the team and what they could do and like offer the it was
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of games like that out. Wasteland, like we were talking about earlier, is another
I-
great game.
I
Wasteland
think-
3.
I think too what's gonna make it more like us not know other games is
Yeah.
things like Stream or Steam or whatever. You know, where you can pay and play games that like nobody knows.
I got Steam when first of all, Steam predates iTunes. That's
Okay.
like by like a month.
Really?
Well, the beta came out like a month, and then iTunes dropped, and then after that, Steam came out on the
Yeah.
first launch. I've been in since the Steam beta.
okay.
Wow.
Now, the nice thing about Steam is that when you buy some through them, as long as they're in business, it's saved in your account. You know, so if you
Nice.
lose or anything
Yeah.
else. I have games that I bought when it first launched. I can't remember how long ago that was.
Yeah.
12 years ago or something, like 13 years ago, that I bought then that I've lost the disc and everything else, but I still own it and I can just
Wow.
click on it.
That's
you know,
sweet.
and
That's awesome.
yeah,
That's
Convenient.
super sweet.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love Steam.
One thing I want to talk about is I think back Xbox I think was one of the first ones to do it where they were recording gameplay. And I remember thinking to myself, how like how
What
is this
benefit
gonna be
does that have?
like but now
You
it's
want to
like
relive it sometime.
Well, you know
though.
why they
but
did
no,
it.
but now it's so popular like kids watch it just like they won't even buy the
Yeah.
game, they want to watch you play it.
right?
What started was Halo, was Red versus Blue.
Was it? Was
Yeah,
that it?
because when people started doing the Red versus Blue, do you ever watch that? It was a web
seen
series
Halo
by
videos,
Rooster
but-
Teeth. And it was like they basically did a story where they had the characters from Halo. They all, played the characters, and they'd move their weapons while they talked, and there was mostly just a bunch of inept soldiers that didn't know how to do anything, guarding the Blood Gulch. And it was huge. Like it's actually been on Netflix. Like they actually picked up the whole web series and put it on Netflix before, and it's went on for like 12 years.
Holy shit.
But because of that and people recording their games and making these Halo videos, that's why then I think Halo 2 came out with the Foundry where you could video capture your own Halo game, and then they put it into the system itself after that, so you can do it with any game. Like they're the ones that kind of really started with the Reverse Blue and Halo. At least I think.
I bring it up because now streaming is huge. Like the two guys around here before, my brother, I'm a shameful plug him, Bubba Gump 017 on Twitch. But like he plays Phasmophobia. He plays Phasmophobia, and like I have fears of playing that, like watching him. Like I have a hard time watching it because paranormal shit scares me, but it makes it seem so real. And now it's like the way they stream this shit, they're putting you into it too. It's like
my son watches people stream while he plays.
And now at Walmart, there's
he's literally
sometimes you learn something though.
And
you really do. Some of those streamers are nuts, man.
The stupid thing is now I catch myself putting my phone up on my computer desk and putting something on fucking I'll watch some too on fucking game. Why
It
not?
reminds me of the old Talladega Nights. It's like, why do you watch TV and play music? Because I like to party.
I mean, yeah, why not?
Well, seems like a good time.
But like now, there's a Walmart by my house on Randall Road in Crystal Lake that has a fucking online sports competition place in their Walmart.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like they have a bunch of chairs set up, and like people, you can go and competitively play against
town is
people.
this in?
In Crystal Lake.
They have a gaming
in
area.
Walmart.
I thought McDonald's was
In
cool
Walmart.
inside of Walmart. Now you got this.
No,
Walmart's coming
in
up.
the Walmart. Yeah,
For real.
This is crazy.
they host game like where you can battle each other.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
You already have this huge location. Carve out like 100 square feet for like a couple chairs.
Not that, but moms will be like, all right, well, I'll bring my kid
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
In the
Sit
game
over there,
corner.
idiot.
Yeah. Play some games while I pick out toilet paper.
You're always so annoying.
Did any of you
Always
guys,
asking for new toys.
did any of you guys play Rogue Spear on the computer?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I remember me and my stepbrother arguing with each other because he.
Isn't that kind of like Tom Clancy's?
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
That's what it is.
Rogue-
Yeah. He'd fucking sit there for hours. I'm like, dude, it's
Was
my
it like
fucking turn.
bunkers? It was like the
Yeah.
winter and pop out. Yeah.
Yep.
Did you ever
Pop-
play Soldier of Fortune?
No.
That was an old PC, and that was the one where you basically the big selling point was wherever you shoot them on the body, you can blow off that body part to a certain like detail actor. So you can shoot up specifically the foot or the shin or the knee, or you can shoot them in the stomach, their intestines fall out.
Yeah.
Like it was one of like the pushing the envelopes for violent games back in the day.
I think one of the games that really showed me pushing the envelope was God of War, the first one. Like 5 minutes in the game, you're having sex with this chick on, like, and everything's going like you see everything.
God of War wasn't it God of War? Wasn't God of War 3 where you're running through the I can't remember what god you're going after, but there was this chick there with like one titty hanging out, and you see it and everything else like that. And the only way you could solve the puzzle is by grabbing her, dragging her over to this door that you opened up, but like it won't jam shut. So you shove her body in there to get grounded up in the gears to like lock the door in place.
What game is this?
This is God of War 3. So you throw this
Holy hell.
like big tittied like woman into the gearing, just jam it up so you
Fourth
can walk
segment of
through.
these shows, it always gets to the point where like we're gonna lose our spot.
Not my spot.
That's
shit.
hilarious. That's hilarious though. Like that goes back to like some GTA
Yeah,
stuff.
it's just brutal.
Shoving a dead body.
GTA
in a
No, she was
door.
live when you threw her in there. You don't understand. She was alive. She thought she was saving you. She's like, oh, thank you for saving me. It's like, meh.
I need your body to jam this door.
And then you can control it, and then you just go on the level, and you
What the
forget she
hell?
ever existed.
So dark.
It is. I remember seeing like, damn.
Yeah, you're creating like narcissistic weird people. Like, how can I use you in my life? Throwing away a life to jam a door up.
Gotta progress.
Oh my gosh. We don't condone any violence on Bonfire. Once again,
This is
they're
video games.
Yeah.
fantasy worlds that we
There's a
don't
lot
really
of
live
brutal shit in video games.
in. We wanna. I think we're gonna start wrapping this up here. It's getting late.
Yeah, we're at like 2 hours.
I did want to say thank you to York Furrier.
Yo,
Thank you to
hell
More
yeah.
Brewery.
This thing is nice.
I had their can here. The More Brewing Company. I think I keep missaying that every single time I talk about them. More Brewing Company. I think Brian was enjoying this beer earlier. It's empty, but he brought these out. So thank you, More, again.
Obviously, you're consuming it.
It's out in Villa Park.
Someone was consuming it. I don't
More
know.
Brewery in
It wasn't
Villa
me.
Park.
More Brewing Company, Villa Park and Huntley.
Oh yeah, and
believe-
Huntley. I forgot
Huntley
that.
was
Yeah.
huge.
That's right. I
Yeah.
forgot about Huntley.
They just got 100% distribution in Illinois.
Oh shit.
More Brewing Company got 100% distribution in Illinois. That's awesome. So yeah. And then Jay, couple things to plug here.
My website, I'm a tattoo artist, artofjnoska.com. My new company with my girlfriend Jill, we're the ones that made the mugs and the t-shirts. Jill and Jay Create. More
Jill
info
and
with-
Jay Create. I
Yep,
love that.
Yep.
Good
We've
name.
been talking about it for years, and we're finally, like, the shirts were our first project
Yeah.
together. You know, we're gonna make t-shirts, signs, bunch
We're
of
gonna be
stuff.
posting the pictures on Facebook
Yep.
and you know
And the
everywhere
soon-to-be
else.
website that I'll be building for us here.
Absolutely.
Nice.
So we have big things to come. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Tom, Wes, Jay, we had Keith, we had Brian, and our production team here tonight for making this happen because we had rain, we
Made it
had
through this weather. Hang on,
storms
while
and,
we're finishing this up, I'm gonna wrap around and take a video. That's
absolutely. This is fantastic.
crazy.
We want to thank Richie and
Oh, he's
Wes,
coming
who's
in
also
right
here
now.
with the beer wagon.
There's me.
And you guys keep stoking those fires. We'll be seeing you very soon. Signing out.
Adios.
Adios.
Have a good night.
Yeah, I thought the wagon was coming in. Yes, a wagon.
Can I get
Extra credits. Here it is.
You guys.
Oh, look at him.
that tire, Django?
Yep. Look at
Get in here. See how this works.
Oh,
that. Dude, hop on that.
oh, that.
Keep it going.
You're taking the tent with you.
He's out of here.
Signing off. Bonfire.
Those wheels are not gonna last.
He's drinking the fucking mug.
Here comes the dog.
Yes.
Tom, I'm gonna need help us.
All right, cool.